Hey guys, J-Man here in the Phantom Zone. We're going to keep it loose today. Talk a little bit about some Superman and Lois, some fan service stuff, which is sort of going to be my topic. And then I decide, what the hell, we'll just talk about whatever. And what else we got? What else is going on? Got some anime news where apparently it's Warner Animation and Cartoon Network are going to try to make their own anime. And I'm saying that in quotes because they're not in Japan. So it's not Japanese. And I guess anime is really popular. So now they're trying to say like, oh, let's make our own anime. It's like, that's not really actually how that actually really works. So, right. That doesn't work that way. So there's that. We can talk some more Suicide Squad if that comes up. If you guys want to talk about that a little bit, that's cool too. Lots of random stuff going on. I'm gonna bring Steve in here in a second. Let's bring him on.
Hey.
Hello. Hey. All right. So yeah, I just went on early as always. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, may as well just hit it's literally just hit the button and go on, right?
It's a button.
It's a button. It has to be pressed. There's that experiment where like they tell you don't push this red button.
Yeah.
And they wait to see how they leave the room and then they wait to see how long before you press it.
Yeah.
So I probably I don't know if I would fail that or not. If I'm told to not press it, maybe I won't. I don't know.
I'd probably be pressing it while they're telling me not to press it.
Don't press that button. What, this one?
They're like, don't hit the.
It's already hit. It's over.
I'm incapable. I've already told them. I went downtown once and they said to me, they gave me this puzzle, and they're like, despite what you want to do, follow these instructions instead of just solving the puzzle. Hey, Skeptic. And while they were telling me this, I was solving the puzzle. And the girl, I had to sit back to back to this lady, and she's telling me stuff, and she's like, "Are you doing it?" And I'm like, I'm not following her instructions at all. I'm just like putting together what I want. So finally, I was supposed to build this man from the puzzle pieces. I didn't do it, but I did put the puzzle together in the proper order.
So you right? Listen, you didn't follow the instructions.
Nope.
Right? Oh my God, they're gonna put you on the Suicide Squad because apparently anything gets you on that squad.
Yeah, apparently. And the hilarious thing is, I was the person I was back to back with who was talking to me was from HR, and she's like, "You don't follow instructions very well, do you?" I'm like, "Oh, you figured that out in half an hour. Good job."
Yeah, I'm not. You should have said I follow the instructions that are good instructions.
Yeah, I'm not. As soon as they're like, "Put this here," and it didn't fit what the puzzle was, I just started ignoring them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we've. They did. I don't know if they were ever done experiments where it's like with us, because I was in psychology. I took psychology for a while. Please don't spoil that.
I film. I want to see it when my fiance from Texas.
Spoil what? Suicide Squad. We spoiled the hell out of it last stream. There's nothing to spoil. Is there anything to spoil? The only thing to spoil is who lives and who dies. I can't think of any other possible spoilers for that movie. There's not too, like, there's some movies that are spoiler proof, in the sense, like, look, I gotta be honest with everybody here. Spoilers don't mean anything to me, even if it's a mystery, but I can understand, like, when I was younger, we didn't spoil things like, a mystery movie or something, right? And then there's like, or like a classic thing, like, like a Planet of the Apes or something, which I accidentally did spoil to my wife. I thought she had known, stuff like that. But like just regular movies, it seems like anything is a spoiler for anybody nowadays. Like,
I know, like, I don't know. Like, I'll give you an example. Old Boy is something you shouldn't spoil.
Yeah, that's a good, right. Right. I agree with that because the entire movie hinges on the explanation of why he's been imprisoned, right?
Right. Or something like Orphan. That's another one that's really good. You shouldn't spoil it.
I mean, but if that was spoiled, I mean, it's still neat to see, like, what she does and everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. Spoilers don't affect me at all. Zero. And it's so funny now that people have literally are talking about a movie, and I'm like, oh, what happens? Oh, what was that one that just came out? Old. M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
So someone that we both know, she went to go see it. She's like, I saw Old. I said, oh, is there a twist? She's like, yeah, of course. I said, well, what's the twist? She's like, well, I won't tell you. I'm like, I'm literally asking you. I said, tell me the twist. And she's like, no. I'm like, what is happening here? It's people are so scared to spoil a movie. This has become the biggest. I just watched the episode of The Flash where Psych was doing his fear powers. And then literally, it's like people's fears were like, don't spoil the movie. Like, it's like, guys, like, who cares? So I said to her, I said, she wouldn't spoil it. I said, please tell me. I said, I'm going to go look it up to spoil it for myself because you're not telling me. And then I'm going to tell people that you spoiled it for me. Or you could spoil it for me now and I won't say anything. And she's like, no, I'm not telling you. I'm like, are you for real? So the thing is, I didn't go spoil it because I don't care. So I didn't go online to find the spoilers up because I just don't care anyways.
Well, that was nowadays you can see anything about a movie before you see it. Now I want a fresh opinion on most film. I mean, that's fair, but like it's there's a fine line between don't tell me this stuff because I'm anticipating it and don't spoil the movie for me because I also don't get it. Like a lot of movies I intentionally don't know anything about, but a lot of the time it's just because I don't care. Like I saw the old trailer, and I was like, this is a long version of an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Right.
And then which seems to be what they're doing now with horror. Like horror now seems to be this, it's weird. Like The Night House. It's a mirror house. How did this happen? Her husband was keeping secrets. What secrets was he keeping? Whatever.
I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep.
Like, you know the last horror movie that looked intriguing to me from the trailer was Saw. Like, these two guys are chained. Oh, you got the t-shirt request?
Yeah. So Saw.
Yeah, these two guys are chained in a bathroom. I'm like, how the hell did this happen? Like, I gotta see how this happened.
Right.
Horror movies do not look interesting to me anymore. It's like a shadow.
Yeah, Steve got a wig. He bought a wig for next stream.
Yeah, unless you're buying me a wig, I'm not having a full head of hair.
Yeah, you could. I'm gonna do the Fu Manchu.
There you go.
Beard or whatever.
Yeah.
So spoilers. I mean, who cares?
It doesn't matter. Like spoilers. Spoilers on it. Like The Walking Dead. I remember someone yelled at you for spoiling The Walking Dead, and I'm like, everyone's a zombie. Like, what do you spoil there?
Yeah, I think like when I was younger, the spoiler parts were the parts that made you want to go see it. Like you'd come back from a movie and be like, holy shit, I just saw freaking Planet of the Apes, man. And they're on Earth the whole time. Like you thought it was like a different, oh my God, are you serious? Yeah, you gotta go check this out. You know what I mean? And that was like your big incentive to go watch it. Now it's like, oh, you spoiled it, I'm never gonna watch it again. It's like, well, if the movie can be spoiled by giving away the twist, then that movie doesn't have anything going for it worthwhile. That's the problem with some of the M. Night ones where it became, oh, there's a twist.
Yeah.
But if the twist is the only thing that you have in this entire movie, it's pretty bad. So like I discovered, Twilight, like since you mentioned Twilight Zone. So I'm a Twilight Zone guy, Rod Serling, he's like one of my heroes. And a lot of my stories are sort of like, could be based almost as a Twilight Zone episode or whatever. And and basically they take movies and it's a 30-minute, 22-minute episode of Twilight Zone. Some episodes were the longer ones, like in later seasons. So some of that you might get like a 44-minute one, and they take that and they make it 2 hours, and you're like, well, this was covered in Twilight Zone, and now they have Black Mirror, and they have and there's Outer Limits, there's like Tales from the Crypt, there's Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and there's just so many of these shows, anthology, Creep Show. which is an anthology movie. Tales from the Dark Side, which is a show and a movie. Even while Friday the 13th, the series wasn't exactly that, but Freddy's Nightmares was.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th was about objects that were cursed. So it was a different thing every episode, but it was the same people who were always investigating the cursed objects. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, whatever. Like who cares? And there's the Suicide Squad. There's no spoilers. The only spoilers are who lives and who dies. So that's really the only thing we can spoil. And we kind of already beat that movie up anyways. So I can't guarantee that there's not going to be spoilers because it might, like, people are still talking about Suicide Squad, so it might come up. If it comes up, it comes up, man. What can I tell you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like personally, I feel like we have talked enough about Suicide Squad, but if other people want to bring it up, that's cool.
Yeah, it's still somewhat of a talking point because I guess it underperformed. And I don't understand people's glee or them being upset over something like it's like it underperformed or it didn't perform. Hey Cosmos, how's it going? So like whether it okay, so Suicide Squad underperformed based on their projections. Okay, so what? Like performing more or less doesn't really affect the quality of a movie. Like I'm still gonna buy Suicide Squad anyways, and I've watched some of it a second time. I'm gonna rewatch it again. It grew on me slightly more than the first viewing, where I would go as far as to say it's maybe a 6 out of 10, right? Versus I would say it is better than the first one, because the first one I don't really have a lot of like incentive to like revisit it. Like I watched it a second time, I thought, oh, that's cool, and then I probably really not going to really watch it again for a long, long time. But Suicide Squad 2 still has some fun elements that I would, like to go to again. Like I watched the Starro battle just to kind of make sure I can decipher it. We won't decipher it unless it comes up. But like I can talk about that scene a bit better now, but it's still wonky, even with my second viewing of it.
Well, I mean, the only people who should really be concerned about the Suicide Squad underperforming are the people who work in the offices at Warner Brothers. It's the same as like, if I got, my company, they release their financials quarterly, and if they are not hitting their projections, I'm thinking, oh crap, I might be out of a job, right? Because, even if if a company is making billions of dollars, we know it's not enough, and that's across the board, right? And it's the same with these movie studios. They're not making their projections, heads are going to roll. Like the head of production should be sweating if Suicide Squad underperforms because he greenlit that or she greenlit that.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I could care less if the movie performs well or not. I have a whole shelf of movies in my basement of movies that did not perform well at the box office.
Right.
I didn't lose any friends over it. I didn't lose any family members over it. If I wanted to date someone, they didn't hold it against me. I could still make my mortgage payments. I still ate a good dinner tonight. Like,
yeah. So
we're going to talk about.
We will talk about superhero and fan service in just a second. Skeptic, I don't like the Snyder Cut, right? So I'm not sure. I'm the wrong guy to answer that question. Do I like Suicide Squad more than that? Yes, I do.
There's a lot I like more than Snyder Cut.
I don't know if I like. I don't know if I'd like part one. I'd have to figure it out. But yeah. So yeah, remember, I wasn't a fan of. I'm really not a fan of anything that Superman's been in since Superman 4. Except for Superman and Lois.
I was about to say, except.
I'm sorry, I meant movie wise. Superman and Lois is a fun show.
Yeah.
I'm catching up on Flash. So, do you think there's like? So I needed a topic, so I just kind of came up with something really just on the fly about fan service and superheroes and stuff. And this kind of ties in with it. Like, should we get all of these things that we're asking for, or has it come to a point where it's like, look, where does the artist take over and say, like, okay, let's use Snyder Cut since Skeptic brought it up. So at what point do we say, okay, well, give Zach his cut, right? So we give it to him. And people generally like it more than the previous one. Mm-hmm. So is that a success? I guess so, right? It's a success in the minds of the fans. So they're like, yeah, we won. But now it's like, well, we want this version. And then we want, now we want the air cut. Okay. So you get it. But like, what are you going to do? Like, so every movie that you don't like, so people don't like Wonder Woman 1984. So let's get like the proper cut of that. Like, I'm like we got the movie, we watched it, I liked it or I didn't like it, and then I move on to the next thing. And then the fan service part of it, which is to say like, well, I want to see this, I want to see that, I don't want to see this, I don't want to see that. How do we pay attention to something like that? Like, let's say for Snyder Cut, people are like, well, I want more Nightmare World or whatever it's called, Nightmare Timeline, which I don't want any of. Like, I want zero. I want the Nightmare stuff that we had in the Snyder Cut removed. When I will buy Snyder Cut on 4K, and I will actually not watch that part because I have zero interest in it. It goes nowhere. They're not going to continue that on, even if there is more Man of Steel movies with Henry Cavill, which there might not be. I don't know. Even if there is, they're not going to continue that Nightmare timeline. So this fan doesn't want it, but some fans do want it. So where do you go from here?
Yeah, I mean, the Snyder Cut stuff is interesting because, I mean, it was a campaign, and it's very rare that to your point, like now people are talking about, hey, Gray Malkin.
Let me know if you want to. Hey, Gray, if you want to come in, you let me know. Normally you come on the Sunday one, but if you want to come in on this one, just let me know and I'll throw you on. Throw you a link. Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
People want the Shoemaker cut, and people want the air cut, and people want this cut, and people want that cut. And I'm like, but I mean, they're good as curiosity pieces.
Right.
And the Snyder Cut was a certain circumstance. It was, he had to leave the project due to a tragedy in his personal life. And when he did, someone else came in and completely changed what he intended. It's a once in a blue moon, like, studios have interfered with movies since movies have started to be made.
Right.
That is just how it happens. It very rarely is there, especially if the studio's pumping $200 million into the project. They're going to interfere. That's it.
Oh, for sure. The studio is going to be all over. You have to navigate this.
Yep.
Like, the Snyder Cut made this more public in the eyes of younger people. And this is not dissing the young people out there. Let's get Gray in here. Hey, dude, how's it going?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
So, okay, so we were just talking, because I know you had to log in to get this. So we were just talking about Snyder Cut and stuff. So the Snyder Cut made the younger audiences aware of what everybody who's already known this is, that the studios interfere with stuff. Yeah. So we've known this our whole lives. Like, I'm a movie guy from day one. I bought Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood, and like E.T. and Batman 89 were like my first VHS movies that I ever bought, right? So it's like, I've been there from the beginning, and yeah, they interfere. So now you, as a filmmaker, you have to either just say, look, I'm going independent, F all of this, then make the movies you want. Do like a David Cronenberg, right? In the early years of Cronenberg, where he's like, I'm making a movie about a woman who gets into a motorcycle accident, and then she grows this weird thing out of her armpit, and she now infects people with rabies. You're like, oh, that's weird. Hey, no studio interference in that movie, But the second you want to get your movie out there, you want the budgets, you want the big names, actors, and all that, the studio's going to come in, because they're not going to be, here's $200 million, have at it. Let us know when the movie's done, and we'll
J-Man, you're right. You're right. They're not going to do that. But if you prove that you can do that, because like, look at James Gunn. He started off doing Scooby-Doo, and now he's doing
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad wants to do it.
Yep. And he had no interference.
It can be done.
But they have to have faith in the product you're doing. Because the problem, Gray, I think, is that you're right. No one's going to meddle in a Tarantino film. Right. No one's going to meddle in a auteurs film. But how many directors would you say are auteurs now? I can name them on one hand. I think Tarantino, Nolan,
Yeah.
I guess James Gunn.
I guess so.
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Yeah, for sure.
Sam Raimi. And
But
even
Sam Raimi
then,
got Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. But here's the
Maybe
weird
Peter
thing about
Jackson?
Raimi. Here's the weird thing about Raimi. 1 and 2 for Spider-Man were still Raimi films, especially 2. 2 was a real Sam Raimi film. But then 3 became weird. I don't get it. Like they lost faith in him for 3. I don't understand.
No, I think what happened was that Spider-Man
You hear word.
overperformed. Like Spider-Man overperformed.
Yeah.
And then they got nervous. They're like, oh shit, these are too big now. We better step in and make sure he doesn't screw this up.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, like you guys, I am a film guy, but also I pay attention to stuff, all the stuff have at the time. Around Spider-Man 2, they were still going through the writers' strike. So like the studio's like, okay, we need to make sure this is a hit. And it was money-wise, but critically, yeah, it was considered the Batman and Robin of the time.
Right.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3.
I can think of another old church, Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No one messes with that guy's movies.
No.
He pretty much does his own.
Very little. He has very little people like on his, because then he'll say like you're doing racist. That's him.
Yeah.
Are you calling him a racer?
No, I'm not. I say
like a racer.
Yeah. No. I
he's a racist.
No,
he drives race cars.
No, what I say is he uses
You're cutting out on us,
that he has. Oh,
yeah,
right,
Andrew. We're catching every other word, so it just sounds funny because it's like Spike Lee, and the next year we heard his racist. We're like,
yeah, I was like,
wait a minute.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
what is happening here? And then I'm like, maybe he's talking about race cars.
Oh, okay.
He plays the race card. Yeah. I mean, it's like the studio comes in. Mr. Lee, we want you to go in this direction. Hold on a second. Boom, here's the card. It's like, booyah. That's it. That's done.
And also because he's best friends with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Really, that's why like you get a director, when I like a director, I start from like the beginning, and then you get to see who their friends are, because they have their friends in all their movies. I mean, like Kevin Smith can make any movie he wants.
Right. Unfortunately,
he to be a big deal anymore.
And whatever movie he makes, I will not watch it.
Yeah, but no one's watching. I guess Edgar Wright is another auteur. He's very much got his own style.
So
he has stuff, but I'll show you, they will kick you off if you don't play ball.
Yeah,
because remember, he's supposed to be doing Ant-Man, in which I heard this really interesting theory. I know.
Oh dear.
Ant was originally supposed to be a team. Like, watch the movie and tell me I'm wrong.
Well, the problem ends up being that those hey pineapple pizza fan. Like, the problem is that these guys, like when you make a movie for Marvel, they have no room for auteurs. You have to submit to the Kevin Feige Marvel formula, or you're not making the movie. It doesn't matter who you are, right? Like, a lot of people want Tarantino to do Star Trek.
I don't want that. But
yeah, I'm not
interesting.
I don't
like just like I know. I just want to see it, just to see his because Tarantino, regardless of how you feel about him, he has a very specific eye, and seeing him what he would do with something like Star Trek.
I don't know if he loves Star Trek or not. Like, I love Tarantino. Sean's coming over this Sunday to watch a Tarantino movie. We're gonna do that. That's gonna be awesome.
Sean, you look so excited about
Star Trek.
Sean is thrilled.
Sean is super thrilled. No, but the thing is that speaking of Star Trek, and we're gonna talk about Arkham's question in a second too. Sean shared a link with me just the other day during the sort of like like way back in the day where you had to line up for like 100 years, to get your tickets, like not like where you just pre-order your tickets online. Like I would pre-order Marvel tickets a month in advance. So this is back in the day, and I remember this, standing like hours and hours in line to buy a ticket, then to go stand in another line to get a good seat because you weren't picking your seats at the time. So there's a video of some old news footage of them talking to people at Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And this is like sort of the opening night or whatever. And you should see the vast, like, there is like such an enormous, diverse crowd. It's crazy. A lot of housewives, and Sean pointed that out, but which is crazy. But they're all talking about Star Trek too, and this is what's going on. And everyone's like, is Spock gonna die? I don't know. And these people are loving this movie. They haven't even watched it, and they're just like, it's Star Trek. I can't wait. People are like, I'm in line standing for my husband because he's at work right now, and he's got to see it, And then she comes out of the theater. That same one comes out. She's like, oh, I thought it was fantastic.
It's wicked, yeah.
She was trying to say, oh, I'm just sitting here for my nerdy husband. I don't care about Star Trek. She came out. She's like, wow, that was fantastic, right? So, I mean, you have to like JJ and these people who are saying that they're fans of Star Trek. Are they really fans? Were they standing out there? Were they waiting for this to come out? And now I wasn't at that time. I was not a Star Trek fan at that time, but I was definitely a fan of Batman and all the superhero stuff. So I was going in line for Star Wars episode 1. We lined up like 4 hours early. We played Star Wars trivia on the line with everybody in the line.
Me too. Like,
right. So that's
people really forget. Right? No, J-Man, remember when Phantom Menace was coming out? Like, it was like a 2-month marketing campaign. Everybody was Star Wars. Like, he gave you full the characters. Like, it was weird. and then it came out, and it was fun. Like, I remember the music that John Williams made it on Total Request Live. I'm like on the top 5. I'm like, whoa, that's great.
Duel of the Fates, yeah.
True story. When I remember I went up to visit J-Man before Phantom Menace, and he had just gone to, it was Toys R Us and he literally had a huge bag of everything. Phantom Menace character. He had every figure they made for Phantom Menace. He had everyone.
Wave 1.
Right? Wave 1, the whole thing.
Yeah. Wave 1. Yeah.
Like
it was day 1.
Day 1, yeah. And I went, and they wouldn't let you buy more than one. So I enlisted the help of my trusty grandfather, who I'm like, I will go in. And what happened was I went in and I bought everything. And then I thought, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm like, I'll just keep the one. So I only had the one, but I ended up selling them for $3 a piece, which I lost like $7 each figure. I kept
even to this day. And it's funny because right now you would probably be seeing the retro fans, like the fans that grew up with it as kids, like wanting to buy back their childhood, and they don't care. Right. And it's like, well, if that's the case, then wow, maybe those prequels did suck.
Well, not maybe, they did. Okay. At least compared to the original trilogy, which we have to keep referring to the original trilogy now, which kind of is irritating in general too. Okay, let's discuss this. So we've all heard that Tim Drake is now bi, because that's how it works, right? Don't you choose who you're attracted to? I always thought when I spoke to, and we have, all three of us, we have a couple of gay, I have 2 gay friends, and Steve and Sean have the same one that I have. And it's like, I don't remember that person ever saying that they chose this, right? Nope. So it's like, again, this is a bunch of crap. That's my opinion on it. It's crap. Are people making a big deal of it? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how big of a deal they are making out of it. But it's a bunch of crap.
TikTok is love. Like you guys have known deep those waters. They are fierce detective of anybody asking any kind of questions. Like, because I asked, like, hey, okay, if he's all right.
You're cutting out, Gray.
So bye. What if you're gay and you came out early on, and then later on you're like, maybe I'm straight. Maybe I've been straight this entire time. But no, I asked one of my best friends about that, and I got chewed out for even thinking about the idea. Because look at it in science type of way. Like if one thing is one way, then the opposite has to be true as well, right? I mean, it can't just.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You cut out on us, so I kind of missed a little bit.
Yeah, we don't know what your point is.
I missed what the gist of your point was. I'm just saying that in real life, you don't choose who you're attracted to. So my point of that is that Tim Drake has been straight, and it's never ever been mentioned or hinted at ever until right now. So that's crap.
That kind of bullshit, like I don't like, because you're basically you're just changing. It's like Iceman, right?
Right, yeah. Iceman was crap too.
All of a sudden but that sort of thing. I'm not part of the LGBTQ community, but like that sort of thing, I would think is from the old days when you were always told you were straight and you don't know what's happening to yourself. Well, it's a different time now, right? And so these characters who always been presumed to be straight or even written straight are now just pigeonholed as being bi, but then they're not representative of the actual reality of being bi or gay or whatever, or that community. It's just now they're bi. We'll get press out of this, and like everyone who loves this idea, probably isn't really going to read the comics or see how it plays out. Or,
of course, they're not going to read it. Not probably. They won't read it.
Yeah. No, they should have characters that are conceived as that, right?
Gray Malkin was fighting with people. Was it last week about Xavier? And it's like, oh, he's a child molester and all this. Like, what are you talking about? Show me the comic. I need you to show me what page. What page was that on? Which one did you?
They're very emotional.
This is Youngblood.
Yeah,
but
that's really a different time, though. But anyway,
here's the bottom line. I don't know a lot of people from the community, but based on understanding, talking to other people who are representative of visible minorities or something like that, they don't want your sloppy seconds, which is what I keep telling people. They don't want you to make this character X. They want you to create new characters that are awesome, that are X.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They don't want your sloppy flipping seconds.
Yeah, I frame it like this. I love Spider-Man. So let's just say one day they said, you know what? From now on, Spider-Man, the true Spider-Man, he's going to be Sean Parker, spelled S-E-A-N. He's going to be half Guyanese and half white.
Right.
He's going to work for a publishing company.
This is Sean's bio.
And he's going to be in his 40s. So should I be like, oh my God, that's awesome. Spider-Man's going to be just like me. Would I love that? No, because it's not the character. It's not Peter Parker anymore. He doesn't work for Daily Bugle. Where's Aunt May? Like, what is all of this? It's bullshit. It's like, I don't care about like flipping him or like changing the name or making him more like me. I want the character. I'm capable of reading fiction and reading other characters and their experiences. I don't need it to be all about me. Who the hell thinks like this? And why the hell are they dictating everything?
No, they do. Sean, they do. They think they have to they have to identify with them all the time, which is really weird because like there are a bunch of gay and bi characters already. You don't have to change the legacy.
No. Right.
What about you're doing it? You're doing it because you're pandering.
Yeah.
You're, like they don't understand that they're being pandered to, and that's weird. Like I don't like. Okay, back in the 90s, they used to have a bunch of black stuff. Like, hey, they're cool. Like, no, that's not cool. Like, it looks bad. It looks stupid, and nobody wants to say that anymore because everybody's so nice, or seemingly nice,
or they're scared to say anything. The thing is, too, is that Ghostmaker, is he a new character? Ghostmaker's a new character, is he not? Arkham, if you're still on here, a lot of that guy's and is he gay or bi? Because he was with another.
He's bi.
He's bi. There you go. And firstly, he's an awesome character.
Yeah.
Right, Steve? You're reading this. You're reading shit.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. He looks cool. It's like, okay, so you have a new character who's good and he's bi. So focus on him, bring him to the forefront. They put him next to Batman and Harley Quinn just in the most recent Detective or Batman. I don't remember which one. They all teamed up together to fight. I'm like, this is awesome. So Perfect. This is exactly what you want.
The only problem is that you need someone who can
what does sexuality have to do? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry for jumping. Like, what does the sexuality of a character have to do with the story? Like, if Batman's fighting the Joker, I don't care who he's dating. Like, I don't care that.
I know that's rubbish. Anyways,
if Tim Drake is going after me, I'm not worried. I'm not really care. Like, oh my god, I have to meet up with Henry. Like, why would you be doing that in the middle of everything? It's like you got to be focused, otherwise you're going to pull a Jason Todd. Like, all right, with Batman, I was like, this is serious business. You can't play around with this. That's just me.
Yeah, and Cosmos is saying, yeah, it usually dies. The thing is, that's fine, it dies, but it doesn't die in the comics, and I'm the one who's continuously reading them. So this is the problem. It dies in the media, and then they don't care. But and Truth just said the same thing. We're all saying it's like you pander to everybody, and you're pandering to these people who don't read comics. So you're ruining it for the comic collector who is going every week and buying these books. And then the other thing too is that, okay, so Iceman, he's a childhood favorite, and I've read every Iceman solo comic. And I interviewed Cena Grace, who is the writer. I literally took a shot. I asked him. I said, "Hey, I'm really liking this Iceman comic. You're getting a lot of buzz because the characters become gay. Like, can I interview?" He's like, "Yes." And I was stunned. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'm not following him on Facebook. I'm friends with them.
Right.
So I'm like, "Holy shit!" So I was stunned. So I sent him a bunch of questions, and he answered them. And he said, and I was following his story, and he's like, the second I tried to write a straight character, he goes, I went to them and I said, I have some ideas for Wolverine. They shot him down. They're like, no, you have to write for have to write for Iceman. He's like, well, why? I can write for any character. And he was giving examples of what he wanted to do. Yeah. And they're like, nope. And they're like, no, you have to write for Iceman only. So he's like, so he got upset, and he's like, well, this is bullshit. And then he's done. And it's like, exactly, because they only hired him to write the gay character. So
inclusion.
And that's despicable.
Like hiring somebody to just based off just because they check a box.
Yeah, that's exactly what they
literally it.
Yeah, well, what's his name? Oh crap, I'm blanking on the name. Jesus Christ.
That's okay.
Oh wait, have you guys heard about that new digital
Substack
account that's taking the heads from other from the big two?
Substack, right?
Substack.
Yeah,
apparently, this is the way about it. Both companies say, hey, we want. Oh,
you're totally cutting out.
Okay.
We're missing like every
second word.
Every second word. It's like that Wayne's World where they go to order the food.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Dwayne McDuffie complained about this, and it's funny because I was thinking about when I was a kid, I had no clue Dwayne McDuffie was black. Nowadays, he's lionized as a legend and everything. But when I read Damage Control, I thought it was awesome, and all it was is just his take on 80s sitcoms at the time. And I thought it was great. And he wrote for other things too, but he complained that they want me to write the black things, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I want to write I'm a fan, so I want to write Spider-Man. I want to create this Damage Control thing. And then when he went to he's co-creator of Icon and all that stuff,
Milestone.
Right? But Milestone and everything. But he said we couldn't just do one character. We knew that if we're making black heroes, they're going to be representative rather than just be characters. So they had to make each facet, like the youth, the older guys.
So it's like Static. You have Icon. You have Hardware. Right. So it's like you got
four corners, right?
Right.
So But his thing was I can't write black characters because they're just going to be representative rather than what if I want to write a villain, and was like, well, what's a black guy villain? Because he's a villain and he's black. I don't know. It's like he just wanted to write stories, so back then he was all mad that they wanted him to write the black things and all that, and he's like, I just want to write Marvel characters. That's what I'm here at Marvel to do, right? So.
It's weird. It's weird how they do that.
It's disrespectful to the person, and they must feel awful about themselves because you sit there thinking, I just got a job with Marvel. You show up and you're all excited. Well, you don't show up anymore, but you write your stories and you're submitting them. They're like, this is great. We're publishing this one. Your first issue comes out and you're like, you're holding it up on Instagram and like, oh my first issue, I'm so excited. And then it's like, oh man, I got this great idea for this other character. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, that character doesn't represent you, so you can't write it. It's like, why not? Like, I mean, Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel, was written by guys, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, this is how it goes. Eventually, now it's written by a woman.
A woman,
a woman right now. But I mean, what's the difference? Like, it's like you're going to say the old Ms. Marvel comics suck because they're actually the best comics that it's ever been. And it's only gotten downhill from Ms. Marvel, but say what you will about that.
But the thing is, when they have black characters, they feel they have to have a black person write the black character, a gay person write the gay character, because they're going to get blasted on like Twitter and stuff. But at the same time, what they should do is just offer them something else as well, right? Like write a Spider-Man and a Black Panther or something like that, right?
I want to see. I just want to see the black writer on X-Men.
Yeah.
Like,
and what happens if you're half black? Do you just write half the comic?
Well, it's like the spectrum of black that you're looking for, right?
So someone comes
in. A strong black writer, somebody who knows, like, somebody who can talk about racism, because, like, really, like, the last like 20 years, it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's ways you can go around it.
Yeah, you don't need to write about it. Like, just write a normal story. Like, what are you going to write about? Like, it's like, just write a superhero story. Like the kid who grew up liking superheroes and still likes them, and he's black now. He's black. He wants to write superhero stories because he likes superheroes. Right? Like, he doesn't care. Yeah, go ahead, Gray. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
We couldn't hear you. Now you're frozen.
I was just like, God damn it.
You want to try reconnecting? Because you have like a really you want to try reconnecting.
Yeah, it's just like it underlines the fact, and they've talked about this actually with, I don't know if you guys may not have heard, the UN mega releases this week that basically said we're heading down the road to global warming, and we're not going to hit the Paris Accord parameters, and like we're going to, it's all human beings' fault. Because I'm like, yeah, of course, like who am I going to blame? The hippopotamus? Like, of course it's human beings' fault. And like they were saying that, like these large corporations come out and they're like, we are here for the environment. We're here to save the environment. Hey! And they actually have this group that is now, it's called greenwashing. And what it is that they're releasing these comments that, oh, we're buckling down to like do our part for the environment. And it's BS. And they're saying like 95% of these companies who are saying we're doing stuff for the environment is bullshit. They're not doing anything, but they're saying it.
Right.
And it's the same flipping thing with here. When what happened last year, people were like, we're going to do things for, visible minorities. We're going to do this for the LGBTQ plus community. We're going to do all this stuff. And that helps their brand. But they're not actually going to do anything. Because as I've said several times, the people we're hoping to get us out of this are the same assholes who put us in this position in the first place.
Well, they're not going to.
Oh, no.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Are you guys frozen or am I?
You're frozen.
You're frozen. Yeah. It's funny because it's usually me.
Yeah, or me with my garbage internet.
Pass it on, man.
Are you stealing his good internet, Sean?
Did you guys watch Superman and Lois?
No, not yet.
Okay, not yet. All right.
I watch it whenever
it's live at 5.
Live.
It's off a review. That's a Marvel Studios thing.
He's great.
He's great. Yeah. Okay,
What
so
if?
I mean, so we kind of beat up. So we beat up this Tim Drake thing pretty good. Let's see what happens with it. I suppose. I mean, I don't
Thanks,
know.
Arkham. You kicked
Yeah,
it
thanks,
off.
Arkham. Well, that's okay. That question took up like that was like a good 20 minutes of ranting.
Arkham probably left. He was like, okay, yeah, where?
No, and then I think
He
he's
left
still
as
on.
soon as you said bullshit, Sean. He went to have
Yeah,
a
I
good
think he's
laugh.
still on there.
Monsters. Oh
Which
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah.
Which one's
No.
that?
Monsters at Work.
No. No. God damn. What if?
No, the what
Oh,
if.
What
what if?
if?
Yeah, it's
Oh
okay.
my god. Okay.
Did not watch it.
I didn't watch it either. But people don't know what if is. So here we go. Now, Gray, I don't know if you heard about this. This is another a good one. So everyone on Twitter and thing are losing their shit because they said we finally got a black Captain America,
Oh,
and
yeah.
now you took black Captain America away and made it a white woman. And it's like, you guys dumb?
No,
It's
it's
what
because
if.
they don't know what marketing is. Like, this is the first marketing campaign I've ever seen.
Dude. And I'm like, no, Sam Wilson is Captain America in the MCU. This is a
But
what if.
But
They
once
don't even
again, to our point, those people are not fans. They don't know what's going on. All they want is the representation in the world, but
In the
they don't
world.
follow the stuff. So
Right.
when they put Captain Carter on there for a day or two, they're like, oh my god, and spun out of control this crazy woe is me scenario where it's like they're coming to get you, and they only did this just to stick it to you, that they replaced
Sam.
the Captain American Falcon
Sam
with
Wilson.
with
Carter.
which part Carter is it? I always forget. Peggy. God damn. So yeah, Peggy Carter.
Let me.
And, yeah, but it's a freaking marketing campaign. But it was like,
I know.
oh, they're all racist and stuff. Everyone wants to be outraged. They just want to be outraged. And those who want to be outraged are just not fans. They don't know anything about
Right. And they don't even know that what if is literally what if. It's just like a dream. It's just like a one-off
in
thing.
the
They're
image
so
that they posted, it literally says what if.
What if? I know.
It says what if.
It literally says what if. It's literally what if Peggy got it. Now the other thing too is this has been pointed out, which is funny too. It's like if you look at Haley Atwell and then look at that cartoon, it's like no, why is she a man? It's like,
well, because she's a super soldier or whatever, right?
She's been super soldier.
No, so
she's on steroids because that's when women lose their femininity when they're because steroids are made from male glands or whatever, right?
I don't want to see Haley Atwell ever lose her femininity. Let's just put it that way.
She's the definition of femininity, man.
Yeah, I know. The
hourglass. Open up the book and the textbook. That's her.
Yeah.
Anyways, but so whatever. I'm gonna watch What If, but people are just so outraged. You're like, guys, are you dumb? It's like, no, Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie has signed on for 4,000 movies or something. He is Captain America. Like, how dumb are you people?
Well, is he though?
Well, I don't know. But the point is that they're not following the context of the stories. They don't even know what's going on. They're just literally getting outraged, and they don't even know what the context of this is. It literally says "what if," so it's obviously.
But once again, the characters are not characters anymore; they're representatives. They're
right.
It's like it's like they're politicized to the point where you can't do anything with them. It's like they had to literally kill T'Challa's character, a character that had been around for literally 52 years by the time the movie came out, simply because the actor who finally portrayed him on screen died.
Right.
Well, why wouldn't you just recast it? Well, because the actor is King of the Blacks, and therefore, when he died, there shouldn't be any more. It's like, what the hell? This is just a character. So it's like, what happened here? Just recast the character. It's fine. You're not spitting on his grave.
If you actually think about it, that whole thing with not recasting T'Challa was one of the most insulting things they could do. Because all they're basically saying is you have one good black actor.
Right.
And he died. So you can't do it anymore.
Right.
That's
what they're saying. They're saying no one else could.
Well,
no one else could play him.
You also the legacy of his performance is going to go away because no one else is carrying it forward. That's it. Like the legacy of Christopher Reeve's performance is carried on by Dean Cain, carried on by Henry Cavill, carried on by other Superman.
But
if they discontinued any Superman screen thing after Christopher Reeve, what would that do to the character and Christopher Reeve's legacy?
Oh, it'd be
would
terrible.
Fade away.
It'd be terrible. I've always said this. It's like you have to keep it going. The reason we're even talking about Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or because there's 4 million sequels. The only reason we're talking about Superman is because he's continuously in media.
Continued on, yeah.
It's like they didn't say, literally, I told you guys, I know somebody who said George Reeves is Superman. And I'm like, oh, I was like, well, no. He's like, no. George Reeves is not an actor.
No,
George Reeves is literally Superman.
Yeah.
And he's like, he goes, that guy is my whole world. He goes, I went home and he goes, the fact that I can own these this is when the DVDs came out like years ago. He goes, the fact that I have this DVD in my hand, he's like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, he's like, I can't believe I have this. So now that DVD wouldn't have come out unless there was more Superman stuff and it got built up. And then Christopher Reeve came in. Wow. And then cartoons came in. Oh my God. And then another movie, oh wow, and now Henry Cavill, and then Snyder Cut, and all this other stuff. It's like all this piles up so that we are getting Superman stuff. They're releasing the Blu-ray of the animated series, which took forever. But it's like, so I was telling this guy, I'm like, look, you wouldn't be owning this unless there was Christopher Reeve, unless there was Dean Cain, unless there was Superboy, right? Because that made it grow. Every generation got a Superman. And that was their Superman, and that's why you have these DVDs. So it's like you can say that George Reeves is your favorite. Yeah, I've got it too. Yeah, I'm not pulling it out. It's all up there.
Yeah. Here, so
it's like So you have to be grateful. Like whatever keeps Superman going has to have some sort of positivity behind it. At least he's still around and talked about. But now it looks like he's dying because they don't want to do Superman anymore. They want to do some other bullshit.
But it's and that was my point. Like, you're right, Gray. What about Cheeto? What about Mackie? Like, there's tons of great black actactors. Let them act in the roles.
Give them a Black Panther
roles. That's why I'm saying. Like, give it to the next great black actor to play T'Challa and celebrate the previous actor, but move on and give someone else a chance. This is literally like I'm working at my day job, I retire, and they're like, we're not replacing him. No one will work in this role again. Who ever heard of that?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many actors you can get to continue it on. The character is bigger than the actor.
Yes.
That's what Superman has proven. That's what Batman has proven. There's been 4,000 Batmans. James Bond, as could not be reached, mentioned. There's so many like the character has to be bigger because you need to have. Look, it's important. It is important. I hate saying these. Oh, it's important for kids to have someone. Well, it is important, and you've just taken away Black Panther. Who is like the clear star of that Civil War. He was the best guy in that movie.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And the Black Panther movie has issues with it, but he is awesome. Like, he's awesome.
Even at the end, that end credit thing where he's like, he's talking to all the UN people.
Yeah,
I love UN scenes in Superman.
Me too. Oh my God, Sean, I'm
ever
with
since
you.
Superman 4.
Superman 4. When Superman walks up, he's like, and then he's like, oh, Superman, you need a representative or you need a sponsor. And everyone sponsors him. And then he goes,
Superman 4 might have its issues, like many issues, but it's like that's a UN thing is gold.
It's awesome. Fun.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like you're right. They're now saying that Chadwick Boseman, who was a phenomenal human being from what I understand and a phenomenal actor, which is beyond like discussion, right? I don't think anyone's going to ever say, oh, Chadwick Boseman sucked as Black Panther. You won't find a human being on the face of the earth. But Chadwick Boseman, I think, would have, and I can't speak to him, but I think he would have wanted someone to carry on the legacy of Black Panther because he understood what Black Panther meant.
Yeah, well, he's a cool character. So Gray is putting in the private chat too that like, I mean, he loves Cyclops, so he wasn't looking for a black mutant character to be the leader of a team and say that's the only character I'm gonna like. It's like he likes like Cyclops because Cyclops was cool, and
Yeah.
and I like Cyclops for the same reason. So the thing is, Black Panther's a cool character. So you can't get rid of him. Just it's like, Chadwick Boseman died. That sucks, but we need to have the character still around,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, Rhodey
I
was
don't know.
recast.
Rhodey was recast exactly.
So with Banner.
Banner's been recast. We've got 3 Banners in the newer movies, and if you count Bill Bixby, that's 4 he was called Banyan, which is like a fail, but anyway. There's been 4 Bruce Banners, right? Has there been any more? Yeah, so there's been 4
Live action, that's it. Yeah,
live
4.
action, yeah, just those 4. So they can easily continue this on. I don't know. Now I don't know about Black Panther 2. And now they're saying Namorita is going to be in there. Is Namor in there? I don't know. Like, he's there, maybe not. Yes, no, who knows? It's like,
Namorita? Yeah? Or are you just saying that?
No. That I think that's been said.
Was it blue gray? Was it a blue lightsaber?
Gray.
That was
That's
Sean.
my story, man. It was
Oh,
yellow.
that was Sean, sorry.
It's a true blue yellow one. The first lightsabers they made were yellow. That's why when they had the yellow one in the sequel trilogy, I was like, well, I mean, that's cool, but like,
Yeah.
Look, the guys know
they had to do that. Yeah.
Look, Sean and Steve know that I geeked out a little bit in Rise of Skywalker for that yellow lightsaber because it's cool to have it. And I know a lot of people, like, everyone hates that movie. That's fine. But look, it's cool to see the yellow lightsaber. I'm not gonna lie. I like the yellow lightsaber. They could have done something, better, but whatever. It is. We're not going into Star Wars today.
Whew.
What Disney did to ScarJo was what they did to Terrence Howard. Yeah.
Well, Scarlett Johansson's done with Disney.
They'll be back. There's always different regimes too, so
Yeah,
But
4 Captain Americas. You've got the
does-
Spirit one.
Why is Disney acting like a totalitarian?
it's that Bob Chapek guy. There was a whole Variety article about what would happen with Bob Chapek, and everything's coming to true. So I don't know. He's a cheap ass.
Well, they've got Florence Pugh. She's going to be the new Black Widow.
Well, everyone is. So I was doing this in my head. Every of the Phase 1 people are being replaced by. Yes, that's true.
They're dead now, aren't they?
They all died.
Yeah, Bob Iger was pretty bad too. Yeah, you're right. But Fandor was replaced. I remember the actor changed.
But they're all dead.
But no, between 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, but then they died.
But then they died because they're like, you know what? Screw the Warriors 3. I'm like, okay. But I they're replacing it. So Ironheart is going to be the new Iron Man. Sam is the new Captain America. Kate Bishop will be the new Hawkeye. Florence is the new Black Widow. Jane Foster's the new Thor.
Yeah, but that's not an exciting roster.
No, it's awful.
Yeah.
But they get to represent
except for Florence, who I like. Everyone else is like trash.
Just because she did meta humor. I don't really.
Oh, and She-Hulk is the new
anyways,
Hulk. She-Hulk is the new Hulk.
She-Hulk's the new Hulk, right? That's right. And she'll be trash too.
They got their women and they got their, visible minorities. And everyone's happy, right? Everyone's looking forward to the comic sales regime.
Yeah. The comic sales are through the roof now. Everyone's buying everything. I can't, it's like I go to the comic shop and I can't even get in the store anymore. There's so many people buying everything.
Let me tell you something. Everyone is
Sorry, I missed
TikTok blowing up over Kate Bishop taking over for Hawkeye.
What is he saying? Bob Iger was worse? Yeah, okay, maybe it was way for X-Men to take over. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Well, Hickman's done after this. He's done in early next year.
Hickman is very divisive from what I heard.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag. Every time, Gray, you talk about TikTok, I don't want to interact with anyone there because they come up with things I don't agree with.
Yeah,
well, TikTok's for kids, right? Is it not for teenagers and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yelena's gonna be Black Widow. She's gonna be Black Widow or whatever. But I like her. I didn't like like ScarJo in the beginning, I didn't really like
Yeah.
at all. Like she looks good, obviously, but then I don't know. I like the actress who plays the new one, and she seems more excited about it. Yeah, she's already a Black Widow. She's just going to be the new regular Black Widow.
I mean, that's okay because she was actually the new Black Widow in the comics anyway. Like if you ever,
she was a Black
read,
Widow. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was just a designation given, so like that's fine.
Yeah, they're all Black Widows.
I believe you, Gray. I believe you. I'm just like, yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
Like Jean Grey and Wanda are homophobes. That's what they talk about on TikTok.
Oh, is that what they talk about? Yeah, I can't go on I can't go on TikTok. It's just that's too brutal. I barely do anything on Twitter. I don't even understand. I told you I did that one stream and I went on Nerd Guy's channel, and then I woke up and there's 230 something tweets with me mentioned. I'm like, oh dear. I'm like, I can't read any of this. So I don't even know what was going on. Maybe they're saying I'm the best, or maybe they're saying I'm an asshole. And I just
that was after the Snyder talk, right?
No. It was the Man of Steel talk.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, so they're not saying good things about you.
Of course. Well, maybe they are, Sean. You don't know. And then some guy made a 20-minute video about me and that guy. I'm like, I didn't even watch it. I'm like, I can't be bothered. I don't care. I would definitely have that guy on on the Danger Room if he wants to talk it out. But if you're gonna come after me for the big three, especially Wonder Woman and Superman, you better have your arsenal like prepared, because if you don't have it prepared, you're going down.
Yeah, they'll start promoting their OnlyFans. Yeah.
So what do we got here? Yeah, I heard it was a lot of issues made, but yeah, I know. Where is that Spawn movie? I know the Todd thing. We talked about that.
I think the pandemic was it.
Rotten.com. I used to buy my t-shirts from Rotten Cotton.
Yeah,
that was a great place.
What? Be careful, they will call you. What's a gatekeeper again? I forget these. I don't know these terms.
That's where you're like you. It's supposed to be a bad term, as though like you're keeping the classic fandom thing alive, and you won't let new people come in or
you won't let new people come in. Yeah,
like it's like, oh, I don't want you because you're not a fan of the original trilogy of Star Wars or something, or whatever. It's like, you don't want to let new people in. That's amazing. Blinds. Oh yes. Well, you haven't seen mine.
They need
Sam and Twitch.
Oh, Sam and Twitch. Yeah.
What happened to that? Yeah, Spawn 2. I know it's not going to be Spawn 2 anymore, but Spawn 2 was talked about in the Lender's page of Spawn since like Spawn issue 2 or 3 or something like that.
Since the spawn of Spawn.
Yeah.
And
Menace, it's one of those things. It's like you can't use if the Cubs win the World Series anymore. So now this won't happen until Spawn 2 comes out. Is the latest term you can use.
The problem with these things is that if you actually start listening to a lot of the points that people are making, they're making the right points. I don't know what they're like, this sucks, and here's why it sucks. And you're like, well, that is kind of true. So, I mean, eventually, if you're a true fan of something, eventually you're going to start to see the problems with whatever you're talking about, whether it's a Doctor Who or a Star Wars or a Star Trek or whatever it is. Eventually, there's going to be a breaking point. My wife's breaking point on Doctor Who was the Timeless Child, the very last episode of the new Who, or of the 13th Doctor's thing before the special. That was her breaking point. Like up until then, she's like, okay, well, yeah, it's okay. Like she won't. Like I broke about halfway through season 2. I made it through season 1 with 13th Doctor. Halfway through season 2, I'm like, I'm done. It's just all the episodes are garbage writing, and it's just nothingness.
Did you?
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, I literally was watching the shows like this because I'm like, it's so hard to watch this because if like Doctor Who was so awesome for so long, for that to go downhill is like a tragedy to me.
Yeah,
like it's literally like heartbreaking, and like the problem is that the gatekeeper. Yeah, I'm the same way at this point. But the gatekeeper thing is like, okay, well, show me what you're doing. That's great, and I'll call it great. right? Like like J-Man, I've showed him Train to Busan last night. That's a 2016 movie.
Yeah.
That's from the last 5 years. It's awesome, and I'll call it awesome. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, unless you're Night of the Living Dead and the original Dawn of the Living Dead, you suck. Like, anything's open, but you have to be good. That's it. You have to be good. And if you're not good, I will say you are not good. Sorry.
They're also not giving people access to these other movies that they can watch and then be like, wow, this is like actually really like when I got into stuff, I would watch everything. Like, I think we pointed this out. Sean pointed this out before too. It's like literally like, I don't know. I actually know somebody who saw Escape from LA and didn't know that there was an Escape from New York, right? They just literally didn't know. They just saw a new movie and they're like, oh, that was so good. I love Escape from LA, but we're not going to get into that. But I love Escape from LA. But I was like, oh, well, were you a fan of New York? They're like, what's that? I'm like, oh, there's Escape from New York. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, that's before. And they were just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then they immediately watched it. And they're like, oh my God, it's the best. And they love both movies. And that's because they saw LA first.
Yeah.
So they didn't have anything to base it off of. They just loved that movie. And then they saw, wow, the first one's great too. As a kid, I liked Conan the Destroyer more than Conan the Barbarian. Because it's an adventure. There's a mission. They're gathering the pieces for the horn. He fights that big monster at the end. He gets guys. He collects guys as he goes. It's the writers of the Marvel comic. It's the Marvel comic in live action, right? Like, so did you like Destroyer, Sean, as a kid, or I still like it now?
Yeah, as a kid, yeah.
I still like it now. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. It's a real quality shift from part one, but
right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when you're a fan and you're watching it, you don't know. Like,
no,
I'm watching this and be like, wow, this is kick ass. They're fighting guys and
he's fighting a big monster at the end. Andre the Giant,
Andre the Giant. Or whatever, like, this is cool. And then as time grew, Conan the Barbarian got, like, obviously it's my favorite movie.
It'll appeal more to an adult. Yeah.
It appealed as I got older. It appealed more and more to me, and I was like, "Wow!" But because I always loved Destroyer, I've got a soft spot for that, right? So that's just how that goes. Okay, I'm behind on a bunch of Timeless Child was brutal. Yes, I agree with that. This is funny. Yeah, that's years of history. Right? What's the worst that could happen? What, man? Let me tell you something. I thought Enterprise was like the last time we would ever see this, where someone makes a show or something that erases or starts something over or goes before, and it's like, no, nobody wants that. And then it's like the prequels. It's like, wait, nobody wants this. And then it's like, well, let's mess with Doctor Who's history. Wait, nobody wants this. Star Trek, nobody wants this. Stop it. Stop doing it. 60th talk. Yeah, the worst.
Yeah.
I know. That's actually, I know that. And perhaps the most disturbing silence is that coming from City Hall. No, that's from Ninja Turtles. Sorry, I had Ninja Turtles in my. I still enjoy the story. I still enjoy it too. It's awesome. The Wizard, where every time it's a magic ringing bell here. Oh, I love this. Of course. So that was supposed to be Tothamon. No. Sorry, it was Tothamon, but it was supposed to be. Who was that supposed to be, Sean?
Destroyer?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It was Tothamon. It was supposed to be someone else though, because they messed that character up. Actually, that character is not. They messed that character up pretty badly.
I have to revisit the cartoon because they have those guys in it.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
Steven, what are your least and best comic book issues ever? Steve, what comics do you like?
Oh, for best, I mean, it's pretty much always going to be Batman, because I always think about Batman for both best and worst, believe it or not. But like, if we're talking about issues, I really like Hulk 150, man.
Yeah,
Hulk
I remember 150,
that. With the Shaper of Worlds, because that's one where Hulk basically ends up in this weird land, and he's like, what the hell is going? Eventually, he's like, what the hell is going on? And it's the Shaper of Worlds has created this one because he literally feeds off people believing in his fantasies.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And like Hulk destroys it, and the Shaper of Worlds is absolutely annihilated. He's like, first of all, you figured out you were in this dream. Second of all, you destroyed the entire thing. Like he leveled everything. And I'm like, this is the awesome power of the Hulk, which is what I love, but also like a really unusual storyline. So that was like one of the best issues. But for Batman, like if I think back to Batman, it's like the Long Halloween stuff is really good. No Man's Land is really good. Literally the worst thing I think I've ever read in comics, because I try and stay away from shitty comics, is, and this is a hot take, and Arkham, if you're still on, I apologize, but it's the Arkham Asylum thing. I cannot stand that story, that entire comic. That trade, that comic, whatever, the art is bad. Like Grant Morrison there might be a good story in there, but the art is so off-putting, I can't even read it.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't read that one either. My worst comic is Wanted. I haven't watched.
Wanted,
I haven't watched any of Titans, but I've just been buying them on Blu-ray. So for me, Nightwing is in it, like Dick Grayson. So I'm gonna have to watch those eventually, just because I really like Nightwing a lot. So I don't know if it's gonna be any good. You can let me know. I guess you can let me know. The Sussex, why do you believe Man of Steel is the best Superman film? Where did he? I didn't see. Where did he say that? I didn't see.
I haven't read either, but I believe you, man. Like 100 Bullets. I read the first issue of that, and that was pretty good.
It's should really good.
Yeah.
I didn't see where Suscast was saying something about Man of Steel, unless I missed that. But I'm going through the comments. I don't.
But another crappy one. Skeptic was Civil War. Civil War was garbage. I'm sorry. I know that was very.
Did you like Avengers versus X-Men?
Oh God, no. God, no.
Yeah, Civil War was ass. Like, how bad was Civil War? Civil War to me was so bad, they had to have the Hulk come back in World War Hulk and beat the crap out of everyone who sucked in Civil War.
Right. That was the backpedaling. They had to.
I mean, the backpedaling, they fell over themselves backpedaling on that one.
Yeah.
Like, and I got I usually just get the core issues for that one. I got a whole bunch of them because I'm like, I just want to see the Hulk beat the crap out of everyone who was involved in Civil War.
I think, are you talking about Civil War the movie? Because we're talking about Civil War the comic book.
Yeah, the comic.
Skeptic, I don't know. I'm just assuming you're talking about the movie, but I'm not. I don't want.
Well, I also agree the movie wasn't that good either.
Well, then that's a different. Yeah, I feel like. Sorry, I feel like Holland Spider was just based on Civil War comic. Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
it was.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Pineapple Pizza fan, and I understand what he was going for sure. It was an interesting concept. It just like the execution. It's like, if someone wanted to do a POV movie, and I get why they would want to do a POV movie because it serves the story, but I literally just can't physically watch it. It's like Arkham Asylum, I can't physically read it. I don't even know where to look. It's just like things are like I can't even read the text that well.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty crazy to me. I don't know if I'm looking at the right one here.
It's the Grant Morrison one.
Yeah.
Dave McKean was the artist.
Grant Morrison. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty
trash.
Wild, though. You don't like it, Gray?
No, like Civil War, like when you look at it, it was all about registration. And like the X-Men and the X-Men were already going through that, so that's why they were like, fuck all of you. Like, we're out. But book ever read, probably Alice.
Yeah.
It was just bad. Like they just made all the good guys bad, and it's just Secret Wars.
Yeah, that's the name. We're not doing pop-ins for tonight, Andrew. We'll do them for Sunday, because Sunday's where we talk more about the movies and all that.
No, I hear you. Like, there's nothing like, and luckily I haven't. yeah, a serious house on a serious earth. Yeah.
I don't know. The art looks cool to me. It looks very creepy and weird.
It's the art is, but like the text, the dialogue is melty. Like I can't describe it. Like it's hard to actually
it's
read.
Like actually hard to read. All right,
Like,
I'm gonna
the
take
thing,
a
like,
look at it. Oh, I'm looking at it now. I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. It's like all crazy. It's like the lettering is crazy.
Yeah.
Or it's a little bit weird. Yeah, I got
it's like if it existed as a picture book without a story attached, it would be awesome.
I get that.
Check out Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter in that one because I like Mad Hatter.
Everyone's in it. Like that's the thing. Everyone is in it. Like Maxie Zeus has a big part in it. Like everyone's in it, and it looks kind of crazy. Yeah, it's just like it's like another guy who I equated to in film is Roger Avery. He always does the crazy. He's the guy who wrote Pulp Fiction with Tarantino.
Yeah.
And it kept jumping around. And if you see the other one he made, which he actually directed as well, and that's the one with the dude from Dawson's Creek. Chat probably knows. It's based on it's from the same writer as American Psycho. And that movie is like that too.
No,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right, Greg?
Yeah. I saw it in the theaters.
Roger Avery. I've seen a few Roger Avery movies. I don't know which one are you talking about, Steve? Like Killing Zoe?
No, Killing Zoe is another one, but
I've seen
this has Jessica Biel. It's got the dude from Dawson's Creek.
Jessica Biel.
James Van Der Beek, yes.
Rules of Attraction.
Rules of Attraction. That movie is, again, all over the place. Now, someone could sit there and watch it and say, this is very interesting. And this is very thought-provoking. And this is, and I'd be like, sure. But to me, I'm just like, it's all over the place. I can't follow it that well.
Uh-huh. Well, I want to say I haven't read this because I love Mad Hatter. I think he's a really cool character. I'd like to see him used. I love the color green and all that too. So I just like this little storyline.
Can I just say that is it not obvious that Mad Hatter is a pedophile?
Well, he likes Alice and she's a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So so I mean that's fine. Well, not fine, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I know. But it's weird.
I'm sure he could be heroic in Suicide Squad at the end with epic music. It's like dun dun dun. It's like
that would be so.
Like isn't he like a child molester? It's like it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Like Mad Hatter's actually legit creepy. Like
he's creepy. He's good. I like him.
He's creepy. Even when you play the Arkham games, like there's one thing where you go into, and he's like he's got a girl tied up in the back, and you're just kind of like, this is weird.
Right. Well, there you go. Like he's weird, right? That's the whole thing about him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so we haven't all seen Superman Lois. We'll talk about that on Sunday then.
I gotta read that. Gray.
Well, what are we talking about? There's a bunch of private stuff going on in the behind the scenes.
You keep thinking it's Gray, man. It's me.
Oh, Sean, damn it.
That's a great call. So I told Steve about Batman versus the Incredible Hulk, which was a prestige format. It was what do you call those things? Treasury edition. And from the 70s, back when Marvel and DC collaborated on things. And they made this whole Batman versus the Incredible Hulk thing with Joker and Shaper of Worlds. And it's I think it's the first time where Joker gets godlike powers. And how they defeat him, I'll just spoil it. How they defeat him is they just overstimulate him. He's crazy, and he's trying to bring more and more crazy things to life. And Batman's like challenging him. He's like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" And then he gets exhausted, and then that's how he defeats him. And it's crazy. It's great. I like it.
Who do you know who the artist is? That Jim Aparo or is that Neil Adams, or is that neither of those guys?
No.
Who's the artist on that?
Jose Luis Garcia.
Oh, Jose Luis. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'll check that out. Thanks,
I'm
Sean.
looking at it in thumbnail form because I've seen this before, and my buddy Rob talked about it on one of his Treasury Edition podcasts.
I have it in trade paperback format, and it's funny. That's before I knew what treasuries were, and I was like, "Why is the art so big and cool?" Like but it's because it was made for a bigger format.
Do you have that one, Sean? Did you pick that up that time?
I don't have this one. No.
Okay.
This is probably really expensive. I'm trying to get all the treasuries. I have a ton now.
We're gonna hit the. Are you coming with me on the 29th before Steve's place?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I got a bunch here.
Yeah. So those are so. So hold on, Sean. Let me make your full screen. Hold on.
Yeah, make him full screen.
So what this is, guys, is that these are comic books.
This is cool, yeah.
And they're huge though, so it's like a huge comic book.
I remember these.
And actually, Sean, I wanted to show you something as well, because I wasn't sure if I've never seen these before, and this could just be me missing out. And I wanted to show you these. And you know what? I apologize. I would have bought you some because they're only 50 cents. I didn't know what they were. It's like newspapers, but comics.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
it's probably the comics section of a newspaper. No?
So it's like you unfold it.
Oh, cool.
And it's like a comic.
It's probably is it not it not the newspaper section?
No. It's Wednesday comics.
Yeah.
And look, it's like Batman. So this issue gives you.
I've never seen this before. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so Sean, next time I go, they're 50 cents each. I just bought all the ones they had.
Yeah.
One of each one. I'll grab some. Like, look, Batman, Commandy, Superman, Hawkman, Deadman, Green Lantern. This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a newspaper. But see, look, it's new.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's brand new. Yeah. So it's not like some old. Yeah.
No, it's not an old thing. And look, it was $4 when it came out.
Yeah.
Now it's in the 50-cent bins because nobody really cares about these. But
Gray, sorry, Gray, your internet sucked. Hopefully it'll be good on Sunday.
Yeah. I saw you got dropped out.
I've got some doubles of stuff, J-Man. Next time I see you, I'll give you I got some doubles of some Conan stuff. And
oh, cool.
I have a Conan treasury that I have doubles of.
Oh, awesome. I've got all my Conan. I bought all the trades for all of the King Conan, anything Roy Thomas, all of those ones, the hardcover editions on some of them. Yeah. They're so wicked.
All of them are great, yeah.
I'll wear my Conan shirt or whatever because I've got Owen got me the Conan shirt.
Oh yeah.
So they're available in hardcover trades. Okay, cool. Was it only DC? It looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's just DC. Yeah,
that's cool. DC. That's weird, man. I have to look this up.
I know. Isn't this so crazy? Like, what this shit is? So I bought these because I saw they were 50 cents, and I grabbed $2 for all of these. So I you know what I thought this was? I thought it was Comics Journal.
Yeah.
Which is the whole it's like how do I explain? It's like internet and Twitter before internet and Twitter. It's like interviews with people, and the Comics Journal was like the super serious one. I learned all about these from Clobbering Times's stream, which is like probably one of my favorite streams that he's ever done.
Yeah,
because he went through all of those Comic Journal things.
It just came out in 2009, so and it's weekly.
Yeah. So I thought this is just so cool. So I got issue 3, 4, 6, and 12. Oh yeah, September 2003, September 23rd, 2009. Anyway, okay, so we're a bit behind here. What's going on here? Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, so yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just Cool Wednesday Comics 12 issues. Yeah, okay. Oh, is that it? 12 issues? I got the last issue then. So it only lasted for like a couple of months.
Oh yeah,
really,
12 issues. I see it. Yeah. There's a Commandy story.
Yeah, Commandy's in a couple of them. Well, listen.
Yeah.
Batman is an equal opportunity ass kicker.
Was that? Yeah, it's shit.
Did you guys read Batman 89 #1?
No, not yet.
After I shut on it and then came back and said it's cool.
I know you. You were the okay. So you know what? You were all pumped up for it, and then I said, "Okay, it's out." They're like, "Well, I don't care about it." I'm like, "What is Sean doing?"
Yeah, I was more about like Superman 78, right?
Okay. Well, but Superman 78, the art looks like poo poo.
Yeah, I got, you know what? I wasn't catching up on what they were gonna do with Batman 89. Now that I understand it, it's like, oh hell, this is cool. Like, you know, that looks like Billy D. Marlon Wayans looks like Marlon Wayans, so it's cool. It's like, what if they made part 3, right?
Yeah, so Marlon Wayans it's the likeness or whatever who's gonna be as Robin.
It's a sort of likeness.
Right.
It's the same thing with Billy D. Williams. Like, I can see Billy D in that. I know that you cut some corners, so it's not quite Billy D, right?
It's not exactly.
But it'll always be Billy D to me. It's the same thing with Bruce Wayne and everybody. It's like, they're sort of kind of like the actors, but you know.
He also
broke his leg. How do you break Clayface's leg? That's.
When are they gonna do some new villains? Like, oh man, again, this new Batman, I don't know. Like, I want to see Mad Hatter or Clayface or someone crazy.
Well, the new Batman, yeah. And
he's talking about the movies.
That's one of the reasons why I like that CGI series. I know no one liked it, but like they were purposefully trying to pump up other characters from the comics. It's like, you know, here's Magpie and here's Professor Pig and all that.
Which you're talking about? Beware the Batman.
They only made one CGI one, right?
Yeah, the Beware the Batman.
It's you're right. It's problematic because we're going back and doing Penguin and Riddler. Like, I'm like, okay, well, I guess we didn't get a proper Riddler, and I guess we didn't get the traditional Penguin, but like, these guys probably won't be that either. So
I'm thinking, I'm like, where's is Steve mental? Like, where is he going with this? It's like, yeah, we never got the proper Penguin, we never got the proper Riddler. Yeah, and we're gonna not get them now. It'll be even more removed. At least Jim Carrey looks like Riddler, and I can be like, hey, that's the Riddler, and hey, that's Penguin. Now it's gonna be they don't look like the characters, and they're not the characters.
Yeah. And as much as I'm a traditionalist, like skeptic to your point, like how about brand new villains? Widely known as probably the best Batman movie is Mask of the Phantasm, which was a brand new villain.
Yeah,
and it's like, but the story, it's not because of the villain. The story itself was really good, you know, and really, really well done. So
that entire well, I mean, I'd love to see Mask of the Phantasm realized as like well, I don't even know if you really need to make a live action of that because they did such a good job with the cartoon that it really doesn't really need to. It is the best Batman theatrical film, really, if you're actually like, which is brutal. That's brutal.
I mean, if you look at, like,
no one saw it. Yeah,
like Professor Pig would be a great guy to have out there.
Or isn't he in this one?
No.
Oh, who's in this one?
It's Riddler and I don't know. When's it even coming out? Like, I have no hype for this. When is this thing?
Next year.
Next year, right? Yeah.
Let's ask my friend Mr. Google. The
Mr. Google
Batman. What I guess it's gonna be 2022. Like
the Batman. Here we go with the
no.
The Predator, the Suicide Squad, the Batman.
How about the shit movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
let's put God in front of it, and it will be great.
Carmine.
Everyone will understand this.
The Batman.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Penguin, Alfred. I don't know who these people are. Carmine Falcone. Yeah.
Alfred's in it. Oh my God.
James Gordon. Yeah. Riddler. Catwoman. Oh, okay. Why I don't know why I thought Professor Pig was in it. Like, I literally thought that. I don't know why.
Because it seems like he would be, right? It seems like that kind of, like, he wears a bad pig mask and
like I thought,
like Russell's Wade or someone. I don't know.
Like, we never got Firefly, right? He's never been done.
Yeah,
they haven't come home with it yet. I don't like the home naming.
Yeah,
stupidness.
Because I can't tell what movies it is. Just call it Spider-Man 1.
I know.
Spider-Man 2,
and listen, 3. And I said this before, I'll say it again. Even the Harry Potter, like the DVDs and Blu-rays, have numbers on them now. Because they're like, no one knows what the hell part 5 or 4 or 1 is.
Right.
Like, psh, you know.
Yeah, I don't like it's terrible because Spider-Man's my one of my guys, and I have zero juice for this movie. I'm like it sounds like a mess. I don't know.
What about Flash? You think Flash is going to be saved in this movie? If
I think Flash will be a fun comic book romp if you like that kind of thing. But if you want like a serious thing with your boy done right, you're not gonna fucking get it, man.
I don't know. I've been watching Flash season whatever they're on now, 7 or 8, 7.
8. I think is it 8
no,
or
this
no?
This is 7. This is
7. Yeah, 7.
There's some cool stuff in there, and Godspeed's going to show up pretty soon. I can tell. Godspeed, yeah. Like I mean, it's all right. So like you can do if you could do Flash very easily. Like just take some of the comic book stuff and do that. Just it's so easy. Flash is very easy because he's only ever had one story. If you find a guy out there who's the Flash guy, if you're a Flash guy, that's a great guy to be because your life is very easy. You buy one comic a month. It's called The Flash. That's it. You don't like Arkham, has to buy 14 Batman comics every month because, if you're the Flash guy, you're just having a great life. I bought my Flash comics when I was a kid and I never stopped. And, oh, your room must be filled with Flash comics. No, it's like 5 long boxes and it's perfect. Flash is the best character. I came to this conclusion a few days ago. I'm like, he's the best character. He's just consistently every month a new Flash comic comes out and it just never
faithful,
ended. It's faithful, all faithful every month. And he's not number 1. He doesn't rise to number 1, but he doesn't go to number 100. He's always there. He's just reliable. It's like, Flash, pick up your, and that's it. One book. The guy walks in, here's your Flash comic. I'll see you in 4 weeks. That's it. He doesn't have any stress. There's no stress in that guy's life, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, Flash dies. He'll be back. He'll be back. Okay, well, Wally's trapped in the Speed Force. He'll be back, right? Like he's got no stress in his life.
We have mega stress because we're Batman.
They never dicked around with that guy. It's like they just forgot, like, oh, we got this Flash guy that's been continuously published since like the 40s.
He just continuously gets published. No one says anything. No one gets angry. Nobody has to redo the entire thing. Like the biggest thing was in Crisis where Barry died, but then it was Wally West, and then the book continued on like nothing happened. It was just Wally instead of Barry, and nobody really batted an eye. Really, it was like, okay, it's Wally West now.
Yeah, I don't remember controversy about that. There might have been, but there weren't a lot of magazines that were mainstream, and there wasn't like internet, right? So yeah, because I remember the whole Kyle Rayner thing.
I remember the Kyle Rayner thing as well.
But Kyle Rayner's story was so good that people liked him. That's the thing. DC was doing it right. It's like Marvel was doing all these gimmick things that were so stupid. It's like, Iron Man becomes evil, and then they bring back teenage Iron Man to kill him, and then now he's teenage Iron Man. They're so stupid. And like a spider clone thing. But DC was like, Superman died, Batman got his back broken, all that cool stuff, and the stories were good. So you were with it,
Exactly. Even if there was controversy in Flash comics, it didn't last long because people were like, well, that's still cool. And it's like, that was the end of it. Yeah, no, I'm literally thinking of converting to a Flash guy and just getting rid of everything and just buying Flash and be like, and then no stress in my life and I'm reading a comic. It's literally the most stress because Green Lantern still has bullshit. You're like, oh, now there's another Green Lantern, and then there's the Green Lanterns, and then and then there's like Far Sector, and it's like you're like, what am I reading? Like, it's like, what happened to the Flash? One comic. I buy it every month and then I go home.
Well, the hype about Green Lantern was people wanted them to open up the universe and show more of Oa and have like the other lanterns and all that in the different colors. Then they got their wish, and and then people started taking out mortgages on their freaking houses.
Yeah, I can't collect all of these.
No, there's no way. Like the Tales of the Lantern Corps and all that is awesome, right? It's really a neat world, but like you can't keep track of everyone. You're like, there's the the seahorse looking dude, and there's the green girl, and like. I don't know. Like, there's too many of them. I'm like,
I think if you gave me like A, B, and C, I could tell you the name.
Yeah, like Kilowog. I know Kilowog.
Yeah. I used to know a lot of them, like the dog guy and the round dude, and
the dog guy.
They're all. It's all the same characters, and they've been around for decades. So like, super fans know every single one.
No, if you're the Green Lantern again, like Arkham Gaming, he's the Batman guy.
The Batman guy. Yeah.
So he literally just buys all the Batman and Batman related books, but that is still a lot. Because I'm buying all the X-Men related books, and that's amounting up to 10 to 15 a month, right?
It's X-Men, yeah.
It's X-Men, so it's so many things. But like that's why I was like, I wish I could go back in time. If I did Flashpoint, I'd run back and be like, just collect Flash, drop everything else, and then be like, But I can't stop Superman, right? Wonder Woman's not too bad because I only collect Wonder Woman. That's it. There's other side projects, but I don't read those.
So for Superman, though, like it's just the main because they actually, in reality, they publish multiple titles of Superman, but it's like
Superman Red and Blue,
Action and Superman are you too, right? But then there's other fucking ones.
Yeah,
right?
so Batman Superman is like just like Fun Tales from whenever.
Yeah,
it's not a current thing.
Okay,
it's like Superman now is Jonathan Kent.
Yeah.
So the Action Comics is Kal-El. Superman is Superman comic is Jonathan Kent. That's it. So if you just want Kal-El, it's just Action Comics.
Yeah.
Superman Batman's a for fun comic. Superman Blue Red Blue and White or whatever Red and Blue. That's a for fun comic.
Yeah.
Like Wonder Woman Gold. That's a for fun comic. Sensational Wonder Woman is the digital stuff that they're publishing. That's just I only get Wonder Woman. That's it. Action Superman. I'll continue with Jonathan Kent because I do like Jonathan Kent, so that's it. Batman, Detective, and Batman. I am getting Batman the Detective because it's a mini series. But once that mini series ends, I might get stuff digitally. But I'm just getting Batman and Detective, and I really like Suicide Squad right now. I don't know,
man.
I don't know. Because you weren't feeling it, Steve, before, but
I am now. I am now because like going to Earth 2.
It's 3. They're saying it's Earth 3.
Oh, Earth 3. Sorry.
I just thought it was Earth 2, but it is Earth 3.
It is Earth 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Going to Earth 3, anything to do with the crime syndicate is awesome.
Yeah.
Anything to do with them. They are just like they should be in a movie. Like, but no one would know what to do with them. Everyone like if someone came in and pitched the crime syndicate to be in a movie, they would be blacklisted from Hollywood.
Yeah, but they shouldn't do it because they don't have enough Superman movies for it to matter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like Starro. I'm like, why have they not fought Starro? Now, unfortunately, they gave it to the Suicide Squad, and it didn't really belong. He didn't really belong there. But I'm like, well, they did Starro at least. It's kind of like that. Like, but I do wish they would do the crime syndicate, but they can't do the crime syndicate because no one would understand the crime syndicate. As soon as you're like, oh, they're from a different Earth, people would go.
Well, I don't know. I think that's like it's just an evil Justice League, right?
Yeah.
It's that. I think people understand that. People understand Bizarro World because that's the way Bizarro was in the past. He wasn't like a stupid clone. It was like there's a whole world of Bizarros, and that was the way things were for decades, and to the point where it was pop culture. Like they did that whole Bizarro episode of Seinfeld. So like an alternate dimension with evil. They made that freaking Us movie. So an alternate dimension with like evil versions of the Justice League makes a lot of sense and is a very like easy thing for people to grasp, I think. But I would say like make regular freaking Superman first.
Yeah, like I don't want anything. I don't want
be centered first. Don't deconstruct things out of the fucking gate. Make something to deconstruct and then go at it, Yeah,
don't kill Superman. Don't kill your new Superman actor in the second film.
In the second film, that's not even a Superman 2. It's like it's just anyway.
Like, was there a Bizarro Wonder Woman?
There was in the cartoons.
Probably.
And there's probably in the millions of comics from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah, this is the other thing. I brought this up with Steve. We were talking last night about some topics too. I really hate when people pull out a comic book as though that negates an argument. Like, well, in this comic book, Wonder Woman took a shit on someone, so there you go. It's like, okay, well, there's 5,000 other comics where she didn't.
I know, but the thing too is Like people do that. I hate when people do that for stuff that isn't canon, and they're not going to understand that, right? It's like when Joel Schumacher was trying to justify his Batman movies when people were getting mad, and he's like, there's Batmans in time. If you go to the comics, there's Batmans in time machines. There's Batmans doing this and that, and it's like what he didn't understand is those are all Elseworlds. They're not Batman proper. Like if Batman proper did these things, then maybe you have a basis for a case, but that's the thing, right? It's like you can't just say, well, Superman kills people in these comics. Yeah, these Elseworlds comics. Yes, you're right. It's not real Superman, idiot.
Yeah, and even if you pull like someone pulled out the Max Lord, Wonder Woman killing the guy, it's like okay, so that's one person. That doesn't justify her killing all those people in front of school children.
Well,
but in any case,
it's not the same scenario.
It's not the same thing.
Her killing Maxwell Lord broke up the Justice League. Like that was seismic.
Well, yeah, they did it for a story reason.
Yeah, that
they were telling a story.
Yeah, like that literally was done, and the repercussion. That was one guy she killed. She snapped his neck, and the repercussions were crazy. They went all the way to Blackest Night, and I'm like,
let me just say the Lego movies are for DC are awesome because they take from Golden Age and Silver Age stuff, and also like superpowers designs and things too. Like they did a whole Bizarro thing. I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about, but like where it's the old Bizarro world where like he makes friends out of rocks and stuff. It was awesome. So yeah, those are really cool. Like they're good for kids to learn the DC universe, right? They're cool.
Yeah. They gotta do chalk white Bizarro though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, because comics are a monthly thing and sometimes like bi-weekly or whatever, there's going to be a lot of things. Like when Infinite Frontier started with Flash, Flash 700 and whatever, right? Whatever it was on. They're like, Wally West is like, oh, I'm done being the Flash. It's like, well, obviously that's not staying, right? And then the next 4 or 5 books was all about how he's trapped, going through different periods in time, and inhabiting different speedsters, and then he becomes a Flash again. Now, if you just read that issue, you're like, oh my God, these comic books are so stupid. It's like Wally West doesn't want to be the Flash, so fuck this.
Well, I'm going to keep this issue because this is the one where he retires.
Right, right. So
it's going to go up in price, right? And then you read that, it's a story. I know, that's what comics are.
That's what comics are. So it's like things, it's like, and I don't know.
The Superman, like, he died. Oh my God, I'm going to keep this. Yeah, sorry.
Like, first of all, I knew, and I picked up Death of Superman the day it came out. So did Sean.
Yeah.
The day it came out and we had it in our hands, we're like, I literally turned my friend like, he's coming back, obviously.
He's coming back.
He's coming back, of course. And it's like, and then even later on, the DC publishers admit it. They're like, yeah, he was always going to come back. Like, it's
well, they continued the comic with the name Superman. And I was like, well, he's coming back. I remember, I think it was that one or the red and blue where they doubled down and said like he's always going to be electric red. But one of those incidents, the UN wanted to do. They approached DC and said like there's these countries where there's war-torn countries where there's live bombs and mines in the ground, and we want to make a comic that educates kids on how to avoid these things and stuff like that, right? Save some lives. And they're like, we want Superman in it. So they published a comic with regular fucking Superman in his red trunks and everything, because that is the brand. And that was, I think, either in the time of the death or the electric thing. And I was like, yeah, because that's the real Superman. They know that. They're not stupid.
Right. Everybody knows that's the regular Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that if you guys ever had a girl walk into your room and laugh, not trying to be mean, just giving you a hard time.
No.
I don't remember a girl ever walking into a room.
I don't have a room. I have a house.
Well, I
remember them running out of the room, but I don't remember them walking in.
They come in, but they don't go out. My wife has collectibles as well, so she's taking over this room, and I'm going to be taking over a different room. That's happening throughout the rest of this year. We're going to slowly start doing that. So my wife has collectibles too. Lego, DC Super Justice League, Bizarro. Yeah, okay. So that's the one 2015, Sean. Is that the one you're talking about? I would do nothing because they're not going to cancel Superman.
Well, I think it'll go out of favor at some point.
Yeah, they'll cancel it, and it's like, well, the thing is, I don't think this is going to go on much further because I've noticed now regular people getting angry. Like you always have to look. We don't count. Like, you know, the three of us don't count for anything because we're in this and we're looking for the news. Like we're like, oh, what's coming out? Oh, Tim Drake is gay or whatever. Listen, or bi. Nobody knows who Tim Drake is.
Yeah.
Right? At all. Like when Robin died, we actually have like physical evidence to support this. When Robin died, I remember talking to people and they were like, oh my God, Robin died. You love Robin. I'm like, guys, it's not
Dick Grayson.
It's not this Robin from they're like, and they actually showed a picture in one of the news reports. They showed a Burt Ward picture saying Robin is getting killed. It's like, that's not getting, and I'm like, he's been Nightwing for fucking 20 years or whatever.
Like,
it's like I don't know how long I was at that point, but it was long. I'm like, guys, that's like that this Dick Grayson, like, come on, Batman, we can do it. Like, holy, this Batman.
It's not him.
That's not him. I was like, that guy's been Nightwing forever. It's like, I'm like, this is this other Robin. He's kind of weird. I thought, look, I like Jason Todd, but I like Jason Todd because he looked like the regular Robin, and I just like the way the regular Robin looks. And I don't have Death in the Family when it came out. I bought the trade or whatever, right? But it's like, that's the Robin that died. And to this day right now, people still don't know Jason Todd.
No.
Or Tim Drake.
Or Tim Drake. Right. My wife walked into the office today and said, Robin's gay. And I was like, yeah, I read that. And I said, it's not the Robin it's not Dick Grayson. And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, like the Robin from the fucking shows and stuff. Like, that's not that Robin. It's Tim Drake. And I'm not going to explain all that fucking shit to you. Jesus Christ. Like,
no, I do explain it. I'm going through everybody. I'm like, okay, buddy, sit down. You asked for it. You're going to get the lesson now. And that's the thing. It's like people don't, or Stephanie Brown, it's like people don't know any of these characters. So my point is that this idea of canceling stuff, once regular people start asking me like, hey, like, why is this happening? It's like, oh, you know, they're like, you know, the big one was the Gina Carano thing. Because somebody asked me, and this person has literally seen the original trilogy and that's it. The next thing they watched after Return of the Jedi in the theater was Mandalorian episode 1. That was literally the next thing they watched in between that. And that's because I was saying, you got to check out Mandalorian. And I kept pressuring the person. And then he loves it. So then he's like, oh, is Gina Carano not coming back? And I'm like, oh my God. And this is like months after this has already been discussed. And I was like, oh dude, I'm like, you're like 2 months old on this news. So like, yeah, she's not coming back. It's like, he's like, oh, what happened? And I'm thinking, so right. And this was like a couple of months ago. So only now is this person wising up to the fact, it's like, oh, Gina Carano's not coming back. It's like, dude, like, you're like way, like, this is a year ago or whatever, right? Like, this is old news. It's like, oh, so that's what I'm saying. It's starting to now get into the regular people's lives. So eventually people are going to be like, yeah, this is dumb, and they're not going to accept it. And they're going to do that speech from Network. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to do it anymore. Now, saying that, nobody here knows what Network is, except for Could Not Be Reached. Maybe Pineapple Pizza knows.
Did you get this?
Of course, I got that. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Part 3 is awesome. I don't know why people don't like it.
I didn't know
the kids mega sacrifice themselves. Like, they're good kids, man.
I didn't know Part 3 wasn't liked.
One kid dies, so like, I don't know, man. Yeah.
I didn't know that Part 3 wasn't liked. I just assumed everybody thought they were all awesome. If I send, yeah, okay. Have you guys? Okay, no, we're past that one. Lego. Okay, so yeah, so we're past that one. Jamie, would you? No, I wouldn't get charged for murder. I won't murder anybody. Where are we at? Stephanie. Yeah, we saw that.
Under the Red Hood. That's
Yeah,
That's
so
Jason
the,
Todd.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Nope.
No, I saw a thing on that though. I saw a guy do it for like a month or two, and he's like, I didn't feel any benefits, so I'm not doing that.
Fuck that, man. Nice.
It's a
warm
thing.
shower.
It's a thing. It's a thing. You take
Yeah.
cold showers, it does whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll quote Van Damme. What's it supposed to do? Make my dick bigger?
I thought the cold shower thing was more for your hair. That you don't wash your hair with hot water because that's how you get rid of feathers when you defeather a chicken or whatever, right? You do it with cold water and your hair stays. But
Well, I've been doing hot water forever, and I have super hair.
yeah,
It
I'm
grows like
getting a bald spot, but like, of course, as you saw before, I have mega hair for like my face, but
yeah, no, my hair grows fast. But I do have a big forehead, so I can like if I ever go bald, it'll be weird. Okay, so about the enemies in later seasons where they borrow Jason's backstory and put it in an image. Oh, right, yes.
Yep.
That's when Tim Drake was like a little kid. No, I don't say anything. My showers are like fast. Like I get it done. I do the man shower the important parts, and the water takes care of the rest.
Out the door.
God, everyone thinks that I'm someone else. I said that about the steamy shower. Oh, whatever.
What happened? What are you saying, Sean? Oh, Steven has steamy showers. No, Sean has it.
No, I obviously have it because.
Yeah. You guys. Well,
I'm getting a bald spot here.
No, I'm not.
I'll show you.
I don't have it. I don't have anything. I don't think I'm ever going. My grandfather was never bald, so he went up to like.
It's Hereditary, right?
Yeah, like the movie, which I haven't watched yet. Did you watch Hereditary? Was it good?
No, I'm sure it's good, but like pompous, like bullshit movies, I don't care. Like, look, the impression I get of Hereditary, and Midsommar or whatever, is that they're too smart for their own good. So yeah, I don't know.
But I didn't watch. Is Midsommar the one with the cultists?
Yeah, I'm sure it's cool. It's cultists, and they mega murder guys and stuff. I watched Haunting of Whatever Manor, not Bly, the other one before that. I can't remember the Netflix show. It was okay. It's ghosts and shit.
I thought that
people
was
dying over it when it came
Bly
out.
Manor, no?
There's one before it. Hill House. That's what it was.
Hill House. Okay, yeah.
And then there's Bly Manor, which I haven't seen yet because it looks stupid. But yeah,
I heard it's garbage.
I don't know. I don't like ghosts. Steve is determined to play this Trivial Pursuit horror game, and I'm gonna fail all the ghost parts. It's like I'm just like I don't know.
I'm sure you know Poltergeist. What the hell?
I heard of Poltergeist.
And 13 Ghosts.
Yeah, but
I can't name you either of the Japanese girls that come out of TV sets. There's two of them. I name them. And they made a movie where they crossed them over and they fought, and you can't tell who's who.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, there is. There's a crossover one in Japan.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's neat. But like
I know the Grudge girl. Who's the other girl?
Grudge and
The Ring.
The Ring.
Oh, The Ring. Damn it. Yes.
No, the
they're
Ring.
both the same. I didn't realize until that crossover thing's like, oh god, they're the same fucking character. It's the same. No, but
thing. the Grudge, the Grudge person doesn't come out of the TV. That's
the ring is the one that comes out of the TV. But they're both girls with a thing over there with their hair over their face.
Don't assume their genders. They could make their. Well, I'm could be a skinny Japanese boy. They're very similar bone structures.
Wasn't there a Japanese boy in the Grudge? He yelled and when he screamed, it sounded like a cat or something.
A whole bunch of kids in the Grudge, I think, right?
I don't know. I saw that movie.
And then cut to black. I don't even know what happens.
Just punch them in their mouths.
I saw
Why are these people scared?
I saw The Grudge 15 years ago or something, and I literally like removed it from my memory. I freaking hated that movie.
They should have a movie where fucking bodybuilders go into a haunted house and like crush the kids when they just like rip their heads off and stuff. God damn.
Dick is like people forget, like my parents have said to me, they're like, when did Batwoman turn gay? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, Batwoman, she's gay on, like, she was never gay. I'm like, Batgirl? Are you talking about Batgirl? They're like, yeah, the one in purple. I'm like, that's not Batwoman. That's Batgirl.
Yeah.
They're
They
like,
should have asked, why did Batwoman become a shit TV series? That would have been a better question. It became one because the writing was garbage. Opinions on Homecoming and Far From Home, when we first saw both. I liked both movies. I thought they're fun. Okay. Then I rewatched them, and the thing is that Vulture's my favorite villain, and Mysterio is my second favorite villain. So it's and both of those guys were the damn best.
Yeah.
I don't like Iron Boy or Spider Boy or Spider Iron Boy or whatever they Iron.
Yeah, he's
Spider
gonna be
Boy.
a sorcerer in this next one, right?
Right.
So,
like,
yeah.
What?
I don't like any of this. I want Spider-Man to be Spider-Man. He could be young, right? He's supposed to be younger, right? But like, I don't want him to be someone's protege. I want him to be on his own, learning the ropes, learning to be a better Spider-Man as he goes through his life. That's sort of what the Raimi one is. That's sort of the Silver Age Spider-Man, which is what we like. It's the trials and tribulations of being a teenage superhero who has to juggle university, love life, and saving the day. And he doesn't have to worry too much about, getting an upgraded suit that he can talk to as though there's like a heads up display or whatever, right? Like, I don't like any of that at all. It's not hashtag not my Spider-Man. As a movie, if I pretend nothing, I don't know anything, then it's a fun movie. If I just be like, I can't think about anything, it's just a guy in a costume shooting webs and fighting guys, like, that's cool. They're fun movies, but they're not Spider-Man. And I can't shut my brain off enough because I loved when I saw Homecoming, I was like, this is awesome. But like, Vulture was so sick. It's like he's like fighting them, and Spider-Man was really cool. And it was actually not, it's definitely better than the second one. The second one, out of the first one I loved in the theater. The second one we saw them all together. The second one we all saw together. We're like, whoa, there's a lot of dumb hijinks in this.
Yeah.
And that was right out of there. We're like, oh boy, there's a lot of silly crap.
They don't fit either.
No.
Yeah.
The first one is better. The best parts of the first one are like the beginning, because that's sort of like a damage control thing, which is really cool. Though, like, there's a lot of problems with Homecoming, but the Vulture stuff is all awesome. To J Man's point, I like the fact that he's just a thief, and he's just doing it because that is what the comics are. These guys aren't like world domination is usually, unless it's Doc Ock. Usually, it's not world domination. It's like, I want to do a heist or something. So I like the fact that it felt a lot like the comic in that regard. I don't like Ned Leeds knowing his identity. I don't like how he just finds out. I don't like that. I don't care about the Tony Stark stuff. I don't care about him being the protege. I don't like him having the tech either. That feels very much like a Civil War thing, right? Because he was the Iron Spider in Civil War and stuff, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
For Far From Home, the first hour and a bit is bollocks. It's infuriating. Spider-Man doesn't show up for a long time. The stuff with the glasses, I don't like. It's
don't
stupid.
like it.
I don't like the Night Monkey stuff.
I don't like that either.
Spider-Man. Yeah. The only thing that saved Far From Home was Mysterio.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, all the different suits they're doing in all these Marvel things, I don't mind them so much. If they continue on for the next 20 years, then yeah, I would mind. But I don't really mind this iteration where there's different Spider-Mans and stuff, because we had other Spider-Mans and their iterations in the comics I didn't like either. I didn't like when Iron Fist taught Spider-Man how to do Kung Fu, but the thing was, you couldn't undo that then. He was always going to have the Iron Fist and it's like, it's not even the character anymore. So it's like, what the hell? It's like, you can't undo this. What is this? So yeah, I think it's fun. I also think it's finite. I think that there'll be another Spider-Man after all this. And hopefully they'll go back to traditional, like Daily Bugle, Aunt May is old and not a MILF, and stuff like that, right? But yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Going for Grudge. Like the Grudge, I saw the Ring with a mutual friend of ours in the theater, and he was really scared. And I was like, if that stupid kid crawled out of my TV, I'd kick her face right back into it. It's like, get out of my screen.
I was scared by how bad The Grudge was. That's about it.
I didn't see it. I know about those. I know about the old Batwoman.
Yeah.
And there's the mystery of the Batwoman, and there's 3 Batwomen.
That is absolutely right.
That was a good cartoon. That was all right. The mystery of the Batwoman. That was okay.
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah. No, I was responding to this.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What's the High School Spider-Man Association?
Yeah, he was in.
I know.
He was in high school for like 26 issues, or something like that.
Yeah, I know. Public.
He graduated when he fought Molten Man.
Oh yeah, Far From Home is just too. Oh, you like Tobey Maguire? Come on, Andrew. We know that.
I never found it. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's happening. Like the real Homecoming. Yeah. I just like the normal. I like the black. Where you had black and red in. I'm just gonna say part 2. I don't remember the dumb names. Far away. Far from home.
Well, anything is better than the frigging Amazing Spider-Man suit, which was god awful.
That was
those are bad.
Now you're learning, yes.
And of course, now you get this wave of like, well, was it so bad, or it was secretly genius, and all these stupid like YouTube channels and stuff. And no, they're bad. It's like full stop. Shut up. It's
like, what's bad? Sorry, Sean. I missed
the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Oh, they're awful.
Yeah,
they're bad.
They're not good. They're awful. They're not fun either. They're just boring. I don't care. The villains are ruined to shit. Like Spider-Man's. Hey, Hot Takes, how's it going? Like that was all brutal. Those 2 movies are super brutal. So I tried to come up with something to talk about. We could talk about I tried to come up with a topic, which is the superheroes and the fan service and all that stuff. So like, at what point does it become too much where it's like, okay, so Suicide Squad, it's like, oh, look, there's Calendar Man, and oh, look, there's, Crazy Quilt or whatever. It's like, at some point, is this just like silliness now?
Fan service was always fucking shit. It's always stupid. There's no reason for it. Because here's the thing, it's only good if you're seeding another like thing, right? It's like the ultimate expression of that is in Predator 2 they show an alien like skull, and that was just there for fan service. It's like, we know that now. It's like, what happened was they just put a fun prop in there. The problem was that you take it seriously and you're like, oh, I guess they're gonna make an Alien versus Predator. That's how people take these things, not as a fun, oh, that's cool, that thing's in the comics and I like it. No, everyone's going to take it as movie text. It's like you're watching a movie and something is in the background and you think it's going to be a story. I don't like this bullshit where they just put stupid shit in the background. It's like, this character is sort of Jubilee. It's like, no, you have to make it matter. I don't care about bullshit googons and fun crap in the background. Make everything the story. It's like when people saw that alien skull, they thought, oh, it's part of the story because they're going to do, it's part of the whole universe, right? It's not just a fun thing for me. It's part of the, because you're telling me a story, right? That's how you take it. X-Men 2 United or whatever the hell it was, X2 United or whatever. This one guy goes into a computer and they mention Franklin Richards and all that stuff. And does that mean that Fantastic Four is part of that universe? No, it's just some stupid thing. It's like the problem with fan service in movies is that you should be taking it as it's part of the universe and part of the story and part of the movie. And it's not. It's just they put some dumb fun thing. But if you're putting character names and characters and other artifacts in the background, I'm going to take it seriously because it's in your movie. And I'm going to think, hey, that's part of the story and part of the universe. But I'm super disappointed when you're just saying, oh, I just put that there for fun. It's like, I don't derive any fun from it. I don't give a shit. It's like, make it part of the universe's story. Don't put it in there at all. Anyway, that's my thing about fan service.
All right. So I knew that was gonna go. I knew that was gonna go well.
J-Man, topic. Let Sean go for 10 minutes.
So no, my thing on this, we have a very recent example, which we were just talking about, and recent, not recent in years, but recent in our conversation, was the Spider-Man stuff. So my third favorite guy is the Scorpion. And at the end of part 1, they have Scorpion there. He's got the Scorpion tattoo. It's Matt Gargan and all that. And that actor is a great actor. He's from the Saul Breaking Bad world or what, I don't know what it's called, the Walter White world or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck. And then now there's no mention of Scorpion. They're not doing anything with him. Is he even in this next movie?
Yeah.
So it's
so
like,
your expectation was they're going to do something with it. Your expectation was it's a story being told to you rather than a fun, stupid thing.
Right. So they threw that in there, and now I'm like, well, where's my Scorpion movie? And now you've pissed me off because you're like, okay, you did Mysterio. Like, okay, well, I love Mysterio. It's like, well, this one should be Scorpion. Like, wait, when is Scorpion coming in? Right. And then it's like, what's the point? So yeah, I know. I mean,
it's like Lizard in the Raimi movies. It's like we never got it, but the actor and the character were there.
It was there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we at here? There's a lot of comments that came in while that rant was going on.
Yeah, Web of Spider-Man.
Yeah, Web of Spider-Man is when the black suit was like in full effect. I've never seen it. Like,
the second last, and
Loki sucks.
Yeah, Loki's garbage.
Okay, hold on. Where are we at here?
Yeah, but they did that because of the fan outcry, one thing.
Right.
You know, I think that's actually what launched the comic, because the comic was the first AVP thing, and they did that because of Predator 2. That's the only reason why.
And I love Predator 2.
Yes, it's awesome. Yeah,
it's awesome. But I mean, again, and we saw that, we thought, oh my God, is there going to be an alien in this? And it's not even, is there going to be an alien later? Like, I was thinking, is there going to be an alien like right now? Like, right? Like,
then that movie would be stratospheric.
Right. And the thing is, it's like that. And now I've got the Jason Goes to Hell poster right there.
Right.
And Jason Goes to Hell. The Freddy gloves comes up and grabs Jason. It's like, oh, it's cool if Freddy's dragging him into hell. It's like, no, I want to see Freddy versus Jason. And about half an hour before that ending, they go to a cabin, or they go to this guy's place, and he's got the Book of the Dead from the Evil Dead series, the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, the Necronomicon's in this. Freddy's, glove is in it.
Yeah, follow through with it. I don't think it's a fun thing for me to see this. I want you to follow through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So exactly. There's no Kite Man. That's right.
Yeah.
Monument King. They should be in King. You know who I've decided that I love?
Who?
Is Javelin. He's my favorite in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like the comics.
I know him from Justice League International.
Justice League International. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm cosplaying as the Javelin. I'm gonna try to do, but I need to get the hair. But like,
yeah.
And I want, and that Javelin is not magic. I rewatched. Oh, we can't talk about Suicide Squad because our buddy Skeptic's trying to keep it on the down low because he hasn't seen it yet. Actually, that's very important. They were. That's why those movies were had some good parts in it. And usually showing extras is disappointing. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
It's like stupidness. I love Dazzler.
It was great when they showed her finally in Dark Phoenix.
And it played by that girl who was from the Orville. I have the first appearance of Dazzler, and then I have every single one of her issues, individual, her own series. I love Dazzler. Bought every figure of her. There's a statue I was thinking about getting. I'm like, I just don't know where to put it. I was thinking of getting a tattoo of Dazzler at one point, but she's white. Or the blue costume from the X-Men game. Paired 2 is awesome, I agree. Marlowe's problems with forgetting the villains.
Like
I know.
Manhunter.
Yeah.
The first story
Dark
is
Wizard.
awesome and should have been the movie. The other ones are that Chris Claremont thing I really did not like, and I know people loved that big maxi series he made. I thought it was awful. I'd have to read it again. I have the omnibuses for that, but
you have those, right?
That first story is wicked, and that should have been that movie, like the AVP movie. But yeah.
So I missed hot takes. If you like, you have to defend the honor of a base runner. Oh, it's going to be difficult. I absolutely hated that movie. I didn't like basically every decision that was made in that movie. I thought was the wrong decision.
Yep.
Like Suicide Squad made some wrong decisions and they made some good decisions. But like literally when you're sitting there, you're like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. You're like, oh man, I don't like anything in this movie. Like what happened? I only watched it once in the theater. I have not gone. Maybe I should revisit it.
I went back and rewatched it.
And?
No.
All right. Yeah, I wish there was an Incredible Hulk movie. I mean, Jason Goes to Hell. Right. That's what they were assuming. That's what they were kind of saying.
I just want to say Dennis Leary in Amazing Spider-Man 2. So he died in 1. And then in 2, he got fatter, like in heaven or something. Like he's enormous when he's the ghost. It's like, I don't know what happened there. There's like 12 cheeseburgers in heaven or something.
Well, I mean, I guess
Yeah,
heaven
cool.
is you get to do whatever you want. So he just loaded up on cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got the Disco Dazzler Marvel Legends, and it's Marvel Legends figure, but it's in the classic X-Men packaging with the blue from the Pride of the X-Men cartoon. The way she looked in that, and in the X-Men arcade game, which Steve has pre-ordered. We played Turtles in Time on arcade. We beat Turtles in Time without dying once.
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
right. I think I died 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
This would have cost like $50 in quarters to get through.
But it's an arcade, so you keep going, right? That's what is awesome about arcades.
Because Steve has the arcade one up, like the replicated cabinet.
Yeah.
So it's like you could get as many credits as you want. I think I use like I probably use like 40 credits. Like
yeah,
that's crazy, right? Like that would have been like $10 to end that.
That's $10,
game.
yeah.
Jamie, how much do you use? It's not happening.
I think he said in past though.
Oh wait, Jamie, how much do you wish Spider-Man 4 happened instead of yeah, I would have wanted that for sure. It all comes down to Peter Parker saying that moment. I like that part because he's like I'm cool now, but he's not cool. That's the thing. It makes you think you're cool. I thought that was
too much. The scenes aren't full and good, but there's too many of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
That's a good take. That's true. That's true.
That's fair.
It's trash. Yep, I agree. Well, I agree with the first part of your statement, but not the second part. Oh, hot takes. We'll have to do something where we're gonna compare. We'll do all the Spider-Man rankings because amazing.
To Skeptic's first question, what were our problems with Spider-Man 1, Raimi? Did we have any problems? Other than
just the Power Rangers costume. That's it.
Yeah.
The freaking the organic web shooters.
Right. Was that
and the silver webbing? Look, it's the 20% thing, and the thing is, we didn't know. I remember I was explaining it to you guys a long time, like back in those days, but I didn't know about 20%. But it's the 20% thing that Sony needs to make a 20% difference. But it's still they have the screen rights, but can't exactly be what you see in the comics, right?
Okay, so the silver webbing, organic web shooters, and the Power Rangers costume. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Nope.
I'm trying to think.
No.
Okay, so hold on. So the organic web shooters, I learned to live with it, and I sort of just kind of got over it.
And it's something they got from the James Cameron movie.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't like that.
It's not Raimi's idea at all.
Yeah, it's not Raimi's idea. I didn't like that, but I thought, you know what, just for simplicity, they just said he shoots the webs. I'm like, okay, fine. So I was okay with that. The silver webbing on the costume, I got used to, but I like the black.
Yeah.
Better, obviously, but I kind of got used to it. The Green Goblin outfit was the only thing that I took away thinking, I wish
it's terrible.
I wish they wouldn't have gone that route.
You never, and like with a character, a person as expressive as William Dafoe, and he was very like expressive throughout that movie. You want to see his face, right?
Yeah, you can kind of like they've got that grid on his mouth, so it's like when he talks, you can kind of like see through it. It's just not enough. Like,
you can't see, like the whole thing is that he was maniacal, like as the Green Goblin persona, and you didn't get to see it. You could hear it in his voice, but that's it.
How could they have done it? Because if he's wearing a mask, like how would that have worked? Like if he just puts a mask on, that's
no. But they had the screen test. I mean, they did it. You know, all of this was his face. And then he had big bulbous eyes, and he had he looked like the comic book character. They did it. I guess they felt it was too like they didn't know how to explain it in the context of the movie. Perhaps I think just have him change into that, but then they'd have to explain where he got that cap or something. I don't know. Maybe that was it. But they honest to God did it, and then they decided to go with the Annihilist costume, and I guess it makes sense. But it's not Green Goblin, so
yeah.
And then after that, they couldn't even do it right again. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's like the dude with the red hair. It's all spiked up. And
Oh,
he's
that
was
was even
garbage.
worse though,
That's
because I'm
really
like,
bad.
he's
and
got
then
the
the part
disease and
3
it's turning
version,
into a clone.
it's
Yeah.
all awful. And I don't know why they couldn't just do it properly. Like that's something MCU can shoot for if they want to, but they can't even do it with this next one. It's like that's the one thing we ask: get Green Goblin right. You know, it's an easy.
Yeah, Willem
thing to
Dafoe
do.
is awesome. Like
Yeah.
he looks fucking
No, he's great,
cool.
and everyone
He's
wanted him for
great.
that or Joker, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and like he's just awesome. Really,
Yeah.
he's awesome.
Yeah.
The glider is really cool. The pumpkin
Yeah.
bombs,
Yeah.
the way that the energy, it's like they're actually like they're a bomb, but they do look like a pumpkin. That was really
Yeah.
neat. I don't mind the suit being armored up. It was more the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. If the suit was armory and it had some purple, like they had like a little bit of like a purple cape or something, or I don't know, something. And I like the idea of having this the sack where he can like get shit out of.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's really the only like organic web shooters and the webbing, those two things. But I got over those. I just never got the thing I never got over was the Green Goblin costume.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man 2, I have zero problems with that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
There should have been more fights. I don't know, like that's always a problem. I guess.
Oh no, I get.
I always want more fighting, just because I want more fighting. So
The whole
that's all.
big heist thing was awesome in that. It was
That
like
was awesome,
it was
yeah.
a total like Silver Age Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was wicked. Yeah, that was perfect. Willem Dafoe Goblin was right. Sean was right. The Goblin was right. I don't know what you're saying. What was right? The costume wasn't right. He was right. Said I want Maguire back. What is going on here?
I think Andrew's just...
Is Andrew fighting with everybody? Toby being in it. Yeah, Toby. Well, I mean, look, I don't like, well, now it's not going to happen anyway. So then that's the end of that. We have to see what they do now with this what is it called? What's this one called again?
Something with home in it.
No Way Home.
From Home.
No Way Home? Okay, yeah.
No Way Home. Oh my God.
You know, it's
Who
funny because
thought of
whenever
that?
people report on it, they always call it Spider-Man 3.
Bro, but
Yeah.
there's only ones that call it that dumb name.
Yeah.
That's like the He-Man brand thing. He-Man is the brand. It's like,
Well, you know,
it's just called
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man.
not in the title, so it could be about, MJ or something.
Right.
Fuck
yeah,
asses.
it's called yeah.
It's the
called,
brand is Spider-Man, you dicks.
Yeah. Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm
Yeah.
never gonna get this right, and it's terrible. I should get it right.
Yeah, it's like I was reading like Reddit or something like that, and they were referring it to like NWH, and I was like, NWH, what the hell is that? And I was like,
Well, I know what
No Way
NWH
Home.
was when I was a kid.
So me too, and I'm not gonna say here, but yeah, and I was like, what the hell? And I was like, oh, No Way Home. Good God, it's like the title is bad enough, then you abbreviate it. Fuck you. It's like, don't do that.
No, worst ever. STD.
Yes.
You guys have to be effing kidding me.
Yeah.
Every single person, well, these people don't know this because they're not Star Trek fans, but every Star Trek fan knows that you abbreviate it. TOS, TNG, DS9, VOI, ENT. Why would you name your next thing STD?
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows that.
And it's not even about discovery.
Right.
It's about people being mad at each other constantly.
Yeah. I can't believe it. And when they said Star Trek Discovery, the very first post, like whatever social media platform they posted it on, new series, Star Trek Discovery, the first post, STD. Like the first guy saw it and said, why is this called STD? And you're just like, I can't believe everybody calls it this. Like everybody knows. It's like, for me, there's Star Wars, Empire, Jedi. That's how I talk about those movies. If I say Star Wars, I mean Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
Yeah, it was called Star Wars when it came out, and it'll always be Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the next one's called The Empire Strikes Back. It had the little Star Wars thingy around it. But and the next one is called Return of the Jedi. So I call it Star Wars, Empire, Jedi. That's it. There's no, it was like in that shitty Clerks 2 movie. But the one funny part was where the guy's like, there's only one return, and that's of the Jedi. Which is like the only good part in that. But anyways, yeah, like yeah, so I'm not calling it. I'm calling it Spider-Man 3. Like I don't know what else to call it. I'm not calling it "End with Hats." It's like, which is what the thing is. What's going on, Andrea? Defend starting into our dying birth. We know.
Yeah, I
we can
think we figured that out by now.
I think we can. I think we're very safe in betting on Andrew to defend Spider-Man Toby till the very end. It's like there'll be like 400 Spider-Man movies. Like, no, Toby. You should get a Spider-Man tattoo. I got a Spider-Man tattoo. It's the black webbing because you got to go with the classic Spider-Man look. But yeah, so fan service and all that stuff. I mean, it's great to have these little Easter eggs, and they say, "Oh, it's little Easter eggs." But look, and WandaVision, shot the bed with fans because of that whole Pieter thing. And I mean, I was okay with it, but a lot of people aren't. But I'm okay with it because I dialed myself back. Like I said X-Men 1. That's the rule. The X-Men 1 rule. Oh, look, that's Jubilee. That's not. Look, I'm like, well, that's not Jubilee. It's like, whoa. Yeah. No, unless they freeze the camera and she's running and they stop and it's like Jubilee, it's like, running Dazzler, right? Like how they, how the Suicide Squad 1, they freeze the frame and they do a font. It's like Slipknot. Oh wait, he didn't get one because he was going to die. So anyway, they didn't do it.
Did he not get one? I thought
he didn't get. No, he didn't.
No.
But I like that.
Poor Adam Beach.
Yeah. So it's like, so the thing is that like, it's great to have these little Easter eggs and these little fan servicey things, but like, you know what? It pisses people off because then it's like, well, where is this? Even Lizard too. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, Lizard. And then he never came about. I'm like, but I think Lizard was supposed to come about. Yeah. Like it was supposed to be like, he would have been in the next one. And like Bruce Campbell would have been Mysterio. So it's like, they were setting it up to pay it off.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not fan service. It's like, that's cool. It's like Superman 1 and 2. It's like, who are these villains in the beginning of the movie? They never do anything with them. Right. And then they come back and kick ass in part 2. That's cool.
Yeah, the problem though now is that unless you're lucky, you don't even know if you're going to get part 2, right?
Yeah, the difference.
I agree.
Yeah, the difference with Superman was that they were shooting them back to back, so they knew they were releasing them, right?
I mean, Lord of the Rings, we knew we were getting all 3.
Yeah.
But
right.
Like even Deadpool, they were saying like at the end credits is like, oh, if we do another one, it'll be Cable, and it's like, if we do another one, right?
But see, again, Deadpool, good example. It was a good one movie that's done. If there was never another one, you could be like, well, that was a cool Deadpool movie, and it completes it.
Yeah,
it sucks when there's something in there, like when Jason Goes to Hell ended, and then we never got Freddy versus Jason for a while. And then not only did we not get that for a long time, we got a Jason movie and it was Jason X. And you're like, well, wait a minute, there's not even Freddy in this one. So it's like because up until Jason X, there was maybe they'll do the Ash, Freddy, Jason movie. And then it's like, oh, Jason X came out. Well, that's the end of that.
But seeding a sequel isn't, to me, that's not really fan service. You're just seeding a sequel. It's like Baku Banzai versus the World Crime League. Right, they intended to do that, and they couldn't. But it's the same thing. Well, Deadpool, at the end of Deadpool tells the audience literally that Cable's going to be in the next one, and then they were able to do that. If they never did, I understand they couldn't because the studio wouldn't let them. Okay, fine.
No, I'm saying more like, but the movie was good up until that point, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right, like it doesn't need to have that. But like when you're sprinkling stuff throughout, and then like not to bring this back to even the Snyder Cut, but like you have that entire half an hour sequence of the Nightmare timeline, but like there's not going to be any more of these, right? Or there's a very small chance there will be. So it almost just it'll just piss you off because like, well, where's this ever going to go?
Yeah.
Cable's Dark and Serious. He's awesome. It's like Incredible Hulk leader thing.
Yeah.
So was Leader actually supposed to be in there? It's like
he was, but they.
And then again.
Yeah, that was a disappointment because and especially with Tim Blake Nelson playing him, I'm like, oh, that's great. And then like,
I think they need to not do this anymore. Yeah. I don't think they should set this stuff up anymore. I think it should just give me the one movie. Yeah. And then if it does well, give me the second one.
I think, but you're talking about MCU in their early days when they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. It's like they because nowadays if they set something up, they would follow through with it, right?
Yeah.
But back then they're like, oh, maybe later, and then they never went back to it. But I mean, so I don't really. It's disappointing as shit, but I don't really fault them for that because it was the early days when they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Yeah,
right?
but if we take the Spider-Man example, they have Scorpion. He has dialogue. They show the Scorpion. It's Matt Gargan. You are making another one. Why didn't you just do Scorpion?
Yeah.
Like, because the MCU movies did follow a thing where they have something at the end to tease the next one, and they did follow up with that next project.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do it in Spider-Man?
Sony.
Yeah, I don't know what, like, why even have Scorpion then?
So what do you consider what happened in Venom, where in the end he goes to
Right.
The insane asylum and Carnage, and Woody Harrelson is there as not Carnage, but his human, like the human part of Carnage. Do you consider that fan service, or do you consider that setting up a sequel?
Setting up a sequel.
I consider it setting up a sequel and fan service because it's fan service because we want to see Carnage, so you're setting up that Carnage is coming. But I also think it's garbage because firstly, like, what if Woody Harrelson gets hit by a bus and now it's not him anymore? Secondly, right before they start shooting the movie, but secondly, it's like how do we know that that's going to be Carnage? He doesn't have the symbiote. The symbiote can only go in certain people if they just coincidentally link with each other according to the rules of that movie. So it's a bunch of crap.
There's no care put into the Venom movies. I think this movie will end the duology of this. I don't think there'll be a third one after this.
I don't think so.
Well, either. I mean, if you're the filmmaker, you're assuming there's going to be a second one, and they'll do Carnage. Like, that's the problem I have. Like, no one should assume. That's why Wonder Woman, what they did with Wonder Woman was perfect. It was past time, it was back in World War I. They didn't set up Cheetah. They didn't set up any, Maxwell Lord didn't set up anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like BVS where they set up everyone with like YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah, that was weird.
Right? And then you watch these YouTube videos.
Look, everyone's already been seen on YouTube. I'm like,
it's
like one of those commercials seen on TV.
Yeah, LexCorp made like logos for them too. It's like, I think that Flash should have a thing with them.
How do they know the logos?
I don't know, man. Lex Luthor's creative, man. What?
He's very creative. Yeah, I thought that was very weird, and it's not very exciting. Like, no, it's cool to see Wonder Woman come out, and she's like dun dun dun, right, and then you're like, oh shit, here we go. And it's like, she grabs the thing, she crawls up, it's like, whoosh, you're like, yeah, not like, oh look, there's Flash running around in some YouTube video on a screen, and I'm like, this is not very exciting. Like, I don't know what happened with that. That was weird. But anyways, all right. So I think we're gonna end it off now. We're gonna be back on Sunday and we'll talk more. We'll all watch Superman and Lois by then. Hopefully, read some comics. So Sean and I are gonna be going to the it's the toy show. Yeah, toy show. The toy show is this Sunday. So we'll see what we get.
Yeah.
So that might be cool. But next Wednesday. I'm going to be on Clobbering Times. Cool. I'm super excited. We're going to talk about Judge Dredd. I'll address this Ned comment in a second, just because I think it's funny. I'm going to be on Clobbering Times. We're going to be discussing Dredd, the Carl Urban movie, and because Clobbering Times didn't like it, and I love it, and I've seen it like really an offensive amount of times. Like, I should not be watching one movie this many times. I should devote my time to other movies to give them a chance, but I keep watching Dredd over and over again. So we're gonna debate Dredd. So that's gonna be super exciting. But yeah, okay. So let's just take a look here. Did you guys see Ned lost weight? No, I didn't know he lost weight.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
that's gonna be weird. Yeah, no, he lost weight.
It's probably just a lifestyle thing. Oh, P.S. I'm reading the Hobgoblin stuff right now in my series of.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really overblown. Really, really overblown. I'm like,
oh yeah.
there's more about him than there was about Green Goblin. I'm like, he's a pretender to the Green Goblin. He literally stole the Green Goblin equipment and just made himself the Hobgoblin. But that storyline takes forever. It's like, who is the Hobgoblin? I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
It's me.
No.
Who has 2 thumbs and is the Hobgoblin? All right, guys, that's it. We'll see you on Sunday. Take care.